ABC's Monday Night Football is brought to you by Miller High Life. Brewed to be smooth, never bitter. Takes time to make, time to enjoy. By Buick and your Buick dealer. The great American road belongs to Buick. By Tandy Computers, because there is no better value. And by Kellogg's Cracklin' Oat Bran. The sweet and crunchy taste means an open box is an empty box.
Stadium in Philadelphia. It is rocking tonight. Sold out to capacity. The Giants are in town, and so many times these two teams who have met since 1933 have met with so much on the line, and that could well be the case tonight. The standings in the National Football Conference's Eastern Division, Phoenix surprisingly out on top. They are 4-2. The Giants with a win tonight will stay with Phoenix, and Washington at 3-3. For Philadelphia, it's a little young in the season, but they know that they need a victory tonight. Hello again, everyone. I'm Frank Gifford. We're delighted you're with us. We think we have a good football coming your way. Al Michaels is winging his way out west for the continuation of the National League Championship Series, which will be on tomorrow night here at ABC. Dan Dierdorf is with me, and Dan, both of us have played here in Philadelphia. This is a wild football town. They are enthused about this football team, but at 2-3, even this early in the season, they could dig themselves into a hole.
Yeah, the prospects, Frank, of dropping 2-4 can't be attractive to the Eagles, and you're right, they're excited here. They haven't had a Monday night game here at the Vet since 1981, and the Eagles desperately want to prove something, and that is that they're on the same level with the Redskins and the Giants. The Eagles have lost the last 8 out of 9 games with New York, and until they're able to make that next step up by beating a team like New York, they're going to stay a level down. That's why they desperately want to win tonight.
Meanwhile, the Giants are 3-2. They could stay tied to finish with a win tonight. They're not playing well, though. We talked to Bill Parcells, and they are ranked so low defensively. They're giving up the big play. He doesn't like what's going on at all.
No, he's really not pleased with it, because if you really look at the New York Giants, their big bread and butter is their ability to run the football. Joe Morris, their leading ball carrier, is averaging less than 3 yards a carry. 2.9, doing very poorly on first down. That's got Bill Parcells furious. Also, if you look at the New York Giants, they have to protect Phil Simms tonight. You saw her open about the Hunters. Reggie White led the NFL in sacks last year with 21. He's already got 5 so far this year. And right tackle Doug Riesenberg has to keep White off of Phil Simms tonight if the Giants are going to be effective.
There is Reggie White. A quick look at the big man who will work primarily from the left side and then from the middle when Buddy Ryan goes into his now famous Bear defense. They call it the 46. Most every team in the league, they're not shy about it. They all have a version of it. Raul Alegre is back for the Giants. Missed last week with a pulled muscle, and the Giants last week used Paul McFadden, an Eagle field goal kicker of a year ago. The Eagles have won the toss, and this is a fired-up crowd here tonight. We have been in and around the city now for a day and a half, and they are talking nothing but the Eagles. And what they are saying is what we mentioned at the opening. They need a victory tonight. The rookie from Idaho State, cut by Miami early in the season with a lot of speed, Sean Beals. Alegre hangs it high to the 5. Beals with an open field. Beals out of the 35-yard line to the 38-yard line. Terry Williams makes the save. There is part of this crowd that will be bonkers for a while tonight. And one of the reasons everyone is so optimistic about this Philadelphia Eagles football team, of course, is right here. Randall Cunningham, if you have not watched him, and he has not been on national TV that often, he is something very special. He is a gifted athlete. He will run almost as often as he will throwing the football. The leading rusher for the Eagles. And the quick toss comes to Keith Byers. Byers right side up close to the 40-yard line for a gain of a couple. Let's take a look at the Giants' defensive alignment. They are not happy with the output of their defense. They are ranked 27th against the pass, 27th overall. Pepper Johnson opens tonight for Gary Reasons on the strong side, the strong inside linebacking side. 2nd down and 8 for the Eagles. Wide receivers, Greg Garrity, Chris Carter, Mike Quick out for 6 to 8 weeks with a broken fibula in the left leg. And this is Anthony Toney, and Toney spins his way to the 45-yard line, a gain of about 5. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3, hit there by Carl Banks.
The Eagles have rushed the ball the first 2 times they've had it, and I would look for them more often than not tonight to actually throw the ball on 1st down, or at least put Cunningham into a position where he has the option to either run or pass it. I don't know that the Eagles tonight are going to be able to grind the ball out on any sort of a consistent basis against this Giant defense. But watch this guy with the football. He's extraordinary.
Giants in their nickel, thinking pass. Shotgun, Eagles, hand off to Byers. Flag is down, and Byers is down right at the line of scrimmage. It was Tony who took the snap, flipped it to Byers, fooled no one, and a flag is down right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's the option play that Buddy Ryan was telling us about yesterday, and Heath Byers very adept at running it. Heath Byers options down the line of scrimmage, sees what the defensive end is going to do, and then pitches it.
Declined. 4th down.
Fred Wyatt.
Anyway,
the illegal motion call.
Any way you look at it, the play didn't work. You can take the penalty out of it, and they didn't have the 1st down anyway, so.
I would imagine we'll see it again. Buddy Ryan talked very positively about it. John Telchik is on to punt, and Phil McConkey is back for the Giants. He is positioned at about the 12-yard line. And now he moves up quickly. Terry Hogue had dropped for the Eagles, and now they have got out of their punt formation. And Buddy Ryan at his finest tonight already.
They still got 6 or 7 seconds left on the clock. They're just burning it up. Well, now they let it expire.
This will be a 5-second backup for the Eagles. I don't think they are caring that much about it. From this position in the field, I don't know whether that was a good move or not.
Well, if the Giants, for some reason, would have jumped off sides, 5 yards would have been sufficient to give the Eagles a 1st down, but still.
Delaying offense. 4th down.
When you're down to 2 or 3 seconds and you see that the Giants haven't jumped off sides by that point in time, go ahead and snap the football and kick it away. I don't understand why you just give away 5 yards.
And Telchik cannot now do what he wanted to do, I think. Hang it high, look for the coverage, and McConkey will have a pretty good run back opportunity. And good kick by Telchik, and McConkey has to make the fair catch, and he does at the 19-yard line. 41-yard punt, a lot of altitude, and out comes Phil Simms. On the season, 55+% of completions, but that doesn't say exactly how hard he's been hit. He has been sacked 20 times. Only one quarterback in the NFL has been sacked more, and that's his counterpart tonight, Randall Cunningham. And there is the rest of the offensive unit. Joe Morris averaging 2.9 per carry. 20 sacks, 2.9 per carry for Morris. The offensive line not getting it done this season for the Giants. 1st down, and Simms is back. A lot of time. Tries to dump it off, intended for Morris. It's incomplete.
Joe Morris didn't drop that ball intentionally, but it's a good thing he did, because that would have been good for at least a 2 or 3 yard loss. So that's where an incompletion, better than a completion.
The Giants opening with Doug Riesenberg at right tackle. Carl Nelson, of course, opened the season. Bad ankle. He's not in there. They had trouble with John Elliott over that side, and Riesenberg will be working against Reggie White, the leading sacker in the NFL from a year ago. 2nd down and 10. The Eagles opening with a couple of rookie cornerbacks tonight. Morris turns the corner. Flags are all over the field. Morris got a good block by Billy Ard. He was able to turn the corner, but the flags are down.
And we may get a hold by one of the linemen coming out from the inside. That may have been Billy Ard. This is definitely going to be against New York and march them back well inside their 20.
And the Giants will be backed up with the holding indicated. Bill Parcells, now in his 6th year as the leader of the Giants.
Holding number 67. 2nd down.
It was Billy Ard. He pulled out from his left guard position, tried to do a turn block.
2nd down.
Take a look at Billy Ard. He's going to be to the right of your screen. He's pulled around, and he's going to block back to the inside against Andre Waters, the strong safety. And he just puts a good horse collar on him and brings him to the ground.
Second down, 20. Morris, right side. Giants with a conservative call. And it is Andre Waters again who is disruptive and takes Morris out of bounds after a gain of about 6 yards. The Eagles defense, and it has been shuffled around a little bit. There is everybody's all-pro, Reggie White, number 92, 21 sacks a year ago. We asked him what he wanted to do this year, and he said break the record. He would need a couple more for that. Linebackers, and Roynell Young was expected to start. He did not, however. Sore knee. So there are 2 rookies at the corners for the Eagles. Third down and 15. Then pass the time. Fires for Manuel. He does not hold on. Juggling the ball, and the Giants will have to punt from deep in their own territory.
Boy, nice throw by Phil Simms. I think Lionel Manuel runs the proper route. He knows where the markers are. He's going to get into first down position after fighting his way through a couple of Eagles. And watch the delivery of the football. Can't be any better than that. And a good call by the officials. Never had possession and even lost it and spit it out when he was out of bounds.
Maury Buford. He does not get the ball off quickly. He has had 6 block punts in his career. A career that spanned San Diego, the Bears, and now the Giants. This one he hurries. It's a low kick. Gets good distance. McConaughey. Then Mark McConaughey out over the 45-yard line, close to the 49-yard line. The Eagles have the football back. Second possession. They have good field position, and we'll be back at Veterans Stadium. The Eagles have been slow starters thus far this year. September the 18th, they were down 14-0 after 10-17. That'll get you in a lot of trouble. Minnesota, they were hurt early. And Houston a week ago.
Houston, they were down 16-0, and they were down 9-0, and the Oilers never even ran an offensive play. They blocked the Eagles' first 2 punts, one for a touchdown, one for a safety.
And of course, they came back to beat the Oilers 32-23. First down and 10, midfield. Cunningham fires to Keith Jackson, the rookie first-round draft pick, and that's his 30th reception of this young season. As Mark Collins is there defensively. A 7-yard pickup.
And I think we're seeing a change of pace for the Eagles. Keep in mind, they ran it the first 3 times that they had the football in their opening series. They didn't get a first down. Now here they come with their second first down opportunity, and they go to the air. And I think this is what you have to do to the Giants. This man here, Keith Jackson from Oklahoma, is some kind of special rookie. Unfazed by what's going on around him, and I think everyone's finding out he has better hands than they thought.
Second and 3. Cunningham drills one. Finds Jackson once again, and they have so much confidence in Jackson. They'll move him out wide. They'll work him almost like a wide receiver. Pepper Johnson was there defensively for the Giants. Johnson opening tonight in place of Gary Reasons, who had struggled in the past couple of weeks.
You know, Frank, a lot is being said about the Eagles and this Monday night appearance and how most of these Eagle players have never seen a Monday night game. Keith Jackson, having played at Oklahoma, has seen more primetime football than a lot of players in the National Football League.
He was not awed at all about the fact they are on Monday Night Football. On first down, Cunningham turns around and provides a block for Tony after he pitches it out. Tony stacked up over the right side, maybe a yard and a half on the gain for Tony. And now they'll mark it at the 33-yard line. They'll give Tony a yard.
That shield you're seeing Randall Cunningham wearing is something new. He wore it for the first time last week against the Oilers. You can see that shield on the upper part of his face mask. He's never worn it before. I think he's wearing that on the heels of Ron Heller getting stuck in the eye a couple weeks ago by Al Baker.
Second down and 9. Cunningham, strong arm, and he fires it in and out of the hands of Greg Garrity. And Cunningham right on target. The pass that should have been caught by Garrity. Harry Williams was there defensively, but Cunningham had it right in the numbers.
And this is really Garrity's specialty. He's not a burner. He's not going to run by anybody. Precise routes, and when he gets there, he normally catches the football. And tough to have one hit you in a more prime location than between the 8 and the 6. And Greg Garrity that time really dropped the ball. He really has to catch.
Garrity is filling in for the injured Mike Quick we spoke of a moment ago. One of the premier wide receivers, if not the premier wide receiver in football today, who was out for 6 to 8 weeks with the broken fibula in the left leg. Third down and 9. Randall from the shotgun. Loses the football. An Eagle is there. Leonard Marshall was pressuring Cunningham. Cunningham stepped up as though he was going to run the football, and Ron Heller covers it for the Eagles. So Leonard Marshall playing back to his Pro Bowl ability after being troubled with a pulled groin muscle for the first couple of weeks. Telchik to punt for Philadelphia. Towering kick. Telchik looking for the coverage. He doesn't get it. And the Giants will have their second possession at the 20-yard line following the touchback when we come back to Philadelphia. The 1960 NFL Championship game was played right here in Philadelphia, Green Bay and Philadelphia. Norm Van Brocklin looking for Tommy McDonald. 35 yards and a touchdown. The final score, Philadelphia defeating Green Bay 17-13. It was Philadelphia's last championship, Vince Lombardi's only playoff loss. And as we look at Liberty Place, the symbol of the new skyline here in Philadelphia, of which they are justifiably proud. To think that 1960 a long time ago, Dan.
And it's been a while since I've been in a city that was as turned on as the city of Philadelphia has been this week getting ready for tonight's game.
Giants first and 10. No score. First quarter from Philadelphia. Joe Morris powers his way for about 4 up close to the 25-yard line following the block of Damian Johnson.
And the other block that he followed was Mark Bavaro out in front of that play. Good look there at Bill Belichick, the defensive coordinator of the Giants, constantly changing his front, trying to anticipate what the Eagles will do the next time they get the football offensively. One of the best in the business there, Bill Belichick.
They mark it close to the 25-yard line. We'll call it second down and 5. Bill Sims looks it over. Carson hits an Eagle at the 30 and spins up to the 33-yard line. He has first down yardage. Maurice Carthen, who carried the ball 8 times last week in the Giants' victory over Washington, also got his first touchdown ever. Very tough day for Maurice Carthen, who had lost his father prior to the Redskins game and quietly played last week's game before attending his father James' funeral the next day. First down and 10, the Giants at their own 33-yard line. A lot of time for Sims, and Bavaro was wide open. And Bavaro carrying Eagle tacklers to the 48-yard line. Reichenbach was there first for the Eagles.
Mark Bavaro starting to work his way back into shape, both mentally and physically. I think the endurance is there, but after a training camp holdout, it just wasn't automatic for this all-world tight end to just get back into the game. A simple route working underneath the zone. The Eagles playing it a little bit too deep. And this guy, what he does best is block for the run, but when he gets the football under his arm, look out. Tough to bring down.
The Giants at the 49-yard line, first and 10. Carson again right side, and Carson inside Eagles territory, a gain of a couple. It'll be second down and 8. Working over on the left side where Reggie White makes his home.
Well, the glory is sacking the quarterback if you're a defensive end, but there's a lot more to it than that. And one of them is taking on a trapping guard from the inside. And that time Reggie White, rather than blow all the way upfield and take himself out of the play, stayed on the line of scrimmage, came back down in and collapsed on the play. A complete football player.
Second down and 7. Again, Sims with a lot of time, and again, Bavaro was wide open, and the Eagles knew they were going to see that again. You have got to cover him with more than a linebacker, and that time Bavaro just blows by the linebacker, and the tight safety, Andre Waters, was in double coverage. Bavaro gets another Giants first down inside the 32.
Well, I'm not sure what the Eagles were thinking here, Frank. They totally over-rotated to one direction, and a blown coverage. There's no way the tight end can ever be allowed to be that free. When Mark Bavaro first got his hands on the football, there wasn't anyone in a white jersey within 5 yards of it.
First down, Giants. Morris following Cartman. And Morris It's a couple of yards before Seth Joyner, a burly linebacker over on the left side that Buddy Ryan thinks will someday be in the Pro Bowl. Number 59 made the stop.
Buddy Ryan thinks all his players are going to be in the Pro Bowl.
He never understates it, does he? Oh, he's great. He's super. He's great. He's super.
You sit down with
a week
Buddy.
later, you read about him. He's in Tampa Bay or somewhere.
This guy right here, when you sit down and talk to him the day before a game and they say, well, how's this guy play? Yeah, he's going to be in the Pro Bowl. How's this guy? Oh, he's the best in the league. How's this guy? He's the best that ever played.
Randall Cunningham says he looks like Fred Flintstone. He does. Second and 8. Underneath, circling out of the backfield with Morris, and it was Joyner again, and Morris gets to his feet, but it was a rocky road up to his feet. He really was hit by Joyner.
Well, I'd say that time Joe Morris was probably the third receiver that Phil Simms looked at. He worked the left side of the field, finally comes back across the middle, and this is just good, solid coverage. Look at Joyner put the hat right in the face of Joe Morris. Maybe Buddy was right. That's a big-time hit by Seth Joyner on Little Joe.
Adams is in on 3rd down and 8, number 33 for the Giants. Good receiver out of the backfield. Eagles, thus far, no pressure on Phil Simms. That's McConkey in motion. Simms looking for Bavaro. That time, Bavaro picked up and covered by Wes Hopkins.
Well, the Eagles gave up a lot of yardage, gave up a couple of first downs to the Giants as they marched down the field, but when they had to hold, they did.
4th down, and out comes Allegre. And it will be a rather healthy field goal attempt. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 48 yards. Probably officially it'll be 47 yards as it'll go down just inside the 48-yard marker.
Raul Allegre, TWK, this week's kicker.
Missed last week with the pulled groin. 5 of 6 in the first 4 games. A lot of distance and a whole lot of accuracy. And the Giants strike first, 47 yards.
And that
fine effort by Allegre.
And that one would have been good from over 50. This one clears the crossbar easily.
And more importantly, he gets it up quickly from a distance that's so important. The Giants lead 3-0. The lights are on in Philadelphia, a very proud city, proud of their history. They are proud of the many sports and entertainment figures who make this city their home, and they're proud of their Eagles. And Allegre, who has just hit the 47 yards out for the Giants, puts it in play, and Sean Beals brings it out. And Beals, close to the 25-yard line, hit there by Terry Williams.
We've got an Eagle player down on the field at about the a Giant player.
Sheldon White, the rookie from Miami, 3rd-round draft pick for the Giants. There's nothing quite so violent as a special team. Be it the punting unit, the field goal unit. Collisions are noisy and they are
they're unavoidable when you run 30 or 40 yards at full speed and then make contact with someone who's run 20 yards the opposite direction going full speed. And sometimes, no matter whether you see it coming or not, Frank, there's just no time to get out of the way. And in reality, it's not your job to get out of the way.
It takes an attitude to play on these special teams. Again, with all the speed that's involved. And they continue to look at the rookie from Miami, Sheldon White.
Covering punts, covering kickoffs, the way that a lot of young people have to get into this game. It fills that 2 or 3 year time span until you work your way into a starting position, and no other way to do it to go down there and butt heads with someone. And luckily Sheldon White okay and jogging off towards his own bench.
Giants 3rd-round draft pick looks to be all right. Fields worked it out close to the 25-yard line for the Eagles. 6:16 remaining here in the first quarter. The Giants lead 3-0.
Well, let's see what Philadelphia does on this first down. Their most successful play so far has been a pass to Keith Jackson, the tight end. Good for about 7 yards. Let's see whether they elect to run it or go ahead and put it up. I'd throw it.
Cunningham and sure-handed Keith Byers, who turned into quite a receiver, considering he's from Ohio State when he did not do a whole lot of that. Makes a fine catch and gets 8 yards out of it.
If he would have been closer to the sidelines, Byers would have been called for juggling the football, but that's what he does, but he gets it under control before he goes out of bounds. Look at that, one hand to the other, but you can see clearly he gets it under control and has possession of the ball before he tap dances out of bounds. I think that's what the Eagles have to do on first down. Throw the football, the short, medium-range pass.
2nd and 2, and it's Tony over the left side, and Tony has first down yardage out over the 35-yard line. Giants, meanwhile, defensively are going to attempt to shadow Randall Cunningham, who has not broken out of the pocket tonight, but that could come at any moment.
That'll be interesting, Frank, to see who it is they use.
Matt Darwin, by the way, is coming out for the Eagles. The Eagles left tackle, and Ken Reeves, who filled in for an injured Ron Heller a week ago at right tackle, has now moved in at left tackle, number 66.
And Byers checks out on the first down play here as well, as the Eagles go to only one back.
1st and 10 Eagles, just beyond the 35-yard line. Mixed up in that backfield. Cunningham stays on his feet, avoids one Giant defender, Eric Dorsey, but down he goes with Leonard Marshall and Carl Banks in on Randall Cunningham.
Well, that's a busted play. Somehow Cunningham and Anthony Toney run into one another. And Cunningham, I don't know whether he was going to keep it or whether or not he was going to hand it off. Watch how he and Toney collide right here. And Toney having no idea what's going on, and Cunningham either, for that matter. By looking at that replay, very difficult to tell which one of the two made a mistake. Trust me, one of them did, if not both.
2nd down, 17. Good blitz down for the Giants. They like to go with it. They drop into a zone. And the zone messes up what I'm sure the Eagles felt was going to be a blitz situation on the 2nd and long yardage as they tried to get the screen pass to Byers, and Lawrence Taylor got right in the middle of it, as he's prone to do.
And you know who else is in the middle of it is Leonard Marshall. But let's watch Lawrence Taylor. See, watch Marshall come into the play. He's going to be cut, and he's going to float right out into the middle of it. He's got the up front coverage, and here comes Lawrence Taylor from behind. And really, Cunningham took a real chance in throwing that ball. That was perfectly defensed by their all-pros, Marshall and Taylor.
Quick kick, 3rd down, 17. Randall Cunningham will do this. He did it earlier in the year against Minnesota. And this time he gets good yardage, and here comes Terry Kennard, who is probably thinking along those lines, but you never know. Cunningham, from that shotgun formation, can do a lot of things, and one of them is be very effective as a kicker. He probably is the best punter on this team.
A smart play with that down and distance.
Back at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, the Giants lead the Philadelphia Eagles 3-0, 4:40 remaining in the first quarter. As we look down at the jam-packed crowd here from the Goodyear Blimp Enterprise hovering high overhead. Double duty for the Enterprise today. They were also up the National League Championship game between the Mets and the Dodgers, and there is Lawrence Taylor, who has made already a couple of key plays for the Giants tonight. He's been very effective in his career against the Eagles. I'll tell you more about it. 1st and 10 Giants from their own 25-yard line. Sims dumps it off. Good coverage downfield, considering the Eagles tonight are going with two cornerbacks. Number 42, Eric Everett, a rookie 5th-round draft pick, and Eric Allen, number 21, another rookie cornerback.
Well, here's the big guy, Reggie White, playing run first, going to the outside, then trying to beat Riesenberg, and he gets away to the inside. But in reality, he didn't make that break until he saw Sims go ahead and getting up towards the line of scrimmage. Credit Phil Sims, though, that time with a smart play. Seeing he was going to take the sack, he effectively got rid of the ball. No loss of yardage.
2nd and 10. Carson on 2nd and long. The Giants, guess who? Try a trap play, and they get a yard out of it.
Reggie White, Mike Pitts played that extremely well. Let's watch the big guy again, number 92, 6'5", 295 pounds. Uncanny agility, quickness, ability to stay on his feet. Played off the trap of Billy Ard and got in and made the play for no more than a half a yard gain for New York.
Less than a yard, call it 3rd down and 10. Adams, number 33, in the offensive set for the Giants. Good receivers in the backfield. McConkey. And McConkey gets first down yardage out close to the 40-yard line. A gain of 14. And Phil Simms is limping. Started to go to the sidelines and changed his mind, came back into the huddle.
And I don't know what was more impressive, the catch by McConkey, or staying on his feet after the catch. Reggie White trying to get back to the inside. Phil Simms is going to have his arms up in his face, and that just can't be very comfortable to have 300 pounds come down on your face like that.
They've been worrying about that. Riesenberg at right tackle against Reggie White. On first down. Simms fires it complete, and it goes to Stephen Baker.
Beautiful.
Holds on to it right at the sidelines, a gain of 12, and the youngster out of Fresno State who was pressed into action by the loss of Odessa Turner makes a good first down catch for the Giants.
Look how well the Eagles play this on the zone. Two guys right there. The only way they can be beaten is by an absolutely perfect route and a perfect throw, and Stephen Baker delivers the route, and the ball was there waiting for him.
Dwayne Giles back in the coverage along with Allen. But Baker gets the first down and just inside Eagles territory near the 49-yard line. Simms under pressure, tried to get the screen off to Morris.
Now, who do you think might have been applying some pressure? Now, let's take a guess. Is it number 99, or would it be number 92, Reggie White? I'm more inclined to think that coming up the middle, we're going to see Reggie White, who just blows right by Bart Oates, the center, and forces a poor throw from Phil Simms. Now, this guy's got to take a play off here every now and then. That's about 5 plays in a row that Reggie White has made.
Buddy Ryan says he's the best defensive lineman I've ever seen. And that's interesting, considering the defensive lineman that Buddy Ryan has coached with the Bears, the Minnesota Vikings, with the Jets. 2nd and 10. The reverse to Baker has a lot of speed. Reggie White reads it well, moves to the outside. Flag goes down as Andre Waters takes Baker out of bounds after a gain of a couple.
I'd like to see how often, when you run a full reverse like this, that there's some sort of a clip or a holding call. It is so difficult when the man you're blocking changes direction when he reads the play. I'd say half the time you run a play like this, you're going to see some sort of a hold.
Options were discussed with Reggie White.
This may be Simms.
Number 11.
It's Phil Simms, the quarterback who went out to try to make a block.
Now we can't question his motivation. Phil Simms will get into it. There he is right in the middle of the screen. Number just a little bit blurred, and just as Dan said, the man he was trying to block changed directions on him. Phil felt compelled to hold him.
I think it was Seth Joyner, the linebacker.
It was.
Well, you don't see holding on a quarterback very often.
2nd down and 20. The Giants now at their own 40. Simms trying to take it deep. Again, looking for Stephen Baker against Eric Allen. Eric Allen, good position. And Simms, seeing that early on, just overthrew everyone.
You know, that holding on Phil Simms, I hope one of the offensive linemen took the opportunity to yell at him in the huddle. Quarterbacks are always yelling at linemen, hey, quit holding. What are you putting us in a hole like this for? I hope one of those guys up front had the presence of mind to turn around to Simms and say, Phil, you're killing us. You're killing us. Learn some technique, will you? Holding on a QB. I kind of like that.
That's just the kind of quarterback he is. Along with Randall Cunningham, they'll do anything they can to be effective, to get something happening. Right now, Phil is looking at a 3rd down and 20. Pressure again. Underneath is Adams. And Adams to the original line of scrimmage, where it'll be 4th down with Wes Hopkins defensively there, along with Seth Joyner. And the punting unit will come on. There's George Adams. They usually bring him in on the pass situation. Works well out of the backfield. R.E. Buford on for the Giants. And Gifford hangs it high and catches the end zone.
Meanwhile, back at the 45-yard line, Reggie White was doing the straddle on Gary Reasons. I guess that was unintentional. They just became a little bit entangled.
Gary Reasons did not start tonight. The Giants choosing to go with Pepper Johnson. So the Eagles will have the football following the touchback at their own 20-yard line.
And Reasons not starting because he's in Bill Parcells' doghouse.
Boy, what a series this has been. I hope you've been following. It has been up, down. It has been a little bit of everything. It continues tomorrow night. You see it live, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Giants lead 3-0. Inside 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Byers over the 30-yard line at the 31 for an Eagles first down.
Again, look how effective the Eagles are on first down when they elect to go to the air and throw the football. Now, Bill Belichick and the New York Giant defense isn't going to just sit back and let them do this every time on first down. But it certainly has been successful for the Eagles up to now, going to the air on 1st and 10. I'd do it until they stop it.
Anthony Tony hit right at the line of scrimmage, squeezes out a yard, and Lawrence Taylor fights off a block to make the stop. Lawrence Taylor for his second game back from his 30-day suspension.
Look how he closes. Look how he goes down, plays right off the hip of the tackle, beats the lead block of Keith Byers, knocks him to the ground, and then gets back in and makes the play.
Does a lot of things for the Giants. A lot of people think you can run against Lawrence Taylor, but he plays a run very well, and of course it's maybe the best ever at the pass rush.
But I'd rather run at him than run away from him.
He catches everything. Second down and 9. Tony, left side, gets a block from Byers this time and gets out over the 40-yard line. He'll be held short of a first down as Eric Howard, the nose tackle, slides over to make the stop.
Tony just wasn't going to go down, was it? Anthony Tony, the fullback, 6 feet 225, but a great deal of leg strength. That time had about 7 or 8 blue shirts bounce off before he finally went down.
Tony can do a lot of things for you. Good receiver out of the backfield. Good compliment back there to Keith Byers, who they're also finding here in Philadelphia that Keith Byers can do a lot of things. Good receiver, good blocker. Time running out here in the first quarter. 3rd down and 1. And was the foul committed? It coincided with the time expiring on the clock, but Eric Howard sliding across and making the contact for the Giants.
It looked to me like the contact was before the gun, at least the sound of the gun, but that might have been behind the clock. They're going to have to make a determination. The sound of the gun, as we heard it, I think came after the contact on the line of scrimmage.
It would give the Eagles a first down
if it was against New York, if he wasn't drawn off.
Those are the options being discussed. And here is Fred Wyant.
Encroachment defense.
Well, Fred Wyant has at least clarified that it's against New York. Looks like one of the officials is going to talk to him about now where it came in relationship to the ending of the first quarter.
Well, we almost have to put a second back on the clock.
That's true, because the clock will stop on the contact. It won't continue to run. Ticklish situation for Fred here.
Options being delineated to Randall Cunningham.
Delineated.
Learned that over the 15 years traveling.
Let's see if we can hear the gun on this replay.
And was the foul committed? Coincide.
Well, they're going to
in this quarter.
Yep,
the Eagles will get
the foul occurred.
One play for this quarter. The foul having occurred before the gun sounded. Eagles on the season 2-3. The Giants are 3-2, and of course Phoenix out in front of the National Football Conference's Eastern Division. They are 4-2, and I'm sure interested spectators tonight. Final play of the first quarter, unless we have a defensive foul. Underneath, Tony. And Tony, close to first down yardage, gain of about 9. Harry Carson defensively for the Giants, along with Pepper Johnson. And that is the end of the first quarter. We'll be back after this message and then a word from your local station. Stay with us.
ABC's Monday Night Football is being brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately?
Giants lead the Philadelphia Eagles from Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. Frank Gifford along with Dan Dierdorf. Al Michaels is winging his way to the west where the National League Championship Series will continue tomorrow night. The Dodgers leading the Mets in that series. On 2nd and 1, Cunningham fires, and Byers has the first down. Collins defensively there for the Giants, along with Eric Dorsey providing the pressure on Cunningham.
Nothing real elaborate except for the Giants. That's a pretty solid output. 91 total yards. That's going to put them about 360, 374 the ball game. A good comparison of the quarterbacks. Look at Cunningham, though. 5 of 7. Sims below 50%. Extremely effective on first down. If I'm the Eagles, I keep the ball in the air. And there's a flinch by the right tackle. That's going to be offside. Ron Heller
on the right side.
Ron Heller gave her the old double clutch. The hand didn't come up, but the entire body twitched, and that's enough to draw the Giants offside.
George Martin's been around for a while, and he saw the movement and was instantly across the line of scrimmage drawing the foul.
False start, number 73. First down.
Ron Heller.
Ron Heller's the right tackle. Over here to the right side. See if you can see him move. You can see his left leg. Yeah, you see that twitch? See his left arm move? That's all George Martin needs to see. That's a free ride.
There's Heller back after 2 weeks with an injured eye, poked in the eye by Al Bubba Baker of the Minnesota Vikings. Bubba Baker drawing a 1-week suspension for that foul. And on 1st and 15, this is Tony working his way just to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Lawrence Taylor once again. We talked about his effectiveness as a pass rusher. We talked about his ability really to work well against the run, much better than a lot of people think. But what he really brings to a team is emotion. He plays this game at the emotional level that few players have ever known, and he brings everybody with him.
There's no question that the great players make everyone around them a little better. I think Lawrence Taylor is the type of player that makes everyone around him a lot better.
2nd down, 14, and Cunningham is back. Over the middle to Keith Jackson, the rookie tight end, 3rd reception of the night. Gets inside the 40-yard line, close to the 36-yard line.
You have got to love this Keith Jackson. The maturity, the ability to run precise routes, get in a crowd and catch the ball from a guy who comes from a wishbone offense at Oklahoma. I think even the Eagles, who thought they had something special coming in when they made him their #1 pick, are even a little bit taken back as to what kind of receiver Keith Jackson is at such a young age.
3rd down and 7. Shotgun for the Eagles. Cunningham fakes the draw play to Tony and then fires one intended for Jackson once again, and it goes to Chris Carter, but I think that might have been intended for Jackson. They were right on a line, and Carter comes down with the football. 19-yard pickup.
Well, the fake in the backfield initially freezes everyone in a blue jersey. And then once he's to the outside, let's take a look at Randall Cunningham. He's so dangerous when he's on the move. Now, it's really unusual to see a guy working underneath the way Keith Jackson worked right there. You really have to think, though, looking at it, though he intended to throw it to Chris Carter, but Keith Jackson almost got in where he wasn't welcome. Wouldn't that have been something if he would have batted the ball away when Chris Carter was open?
Deepest penetration for either team thus far in the evening. The Giants leading 3-0. 1st and 10. Cunningham rolls left. Awkward position, but he is a very gifted athlete. Spins around and fires it once again to Jackson. Flag is down at the line of scrimmage. And illegal motion, I do believe. And now Jackson is not slow getting up.
Eager to get up. He's a little walking gingerly on one of his legs.
Again, flag down.
Motion, number 80, first down.
And Chris Carter illegally in motion for the Eagles. They'll be backed up 5. It'll be 2nd down and 15.
The way the Eagles are completing passes, I would go in the reverse of the old axiom, use your running game to set up the pass. if I'm the Eagles, I would use my passing game to set up the run.
Good blitz down for the Giants. They'd like to back the Eagles up a little further, and Cunningham sees he's running out of time on the clock, and he calls timeout. 3-0, the Giants lead. We're in the second quarter from Philadelphia. We'll be back in just a moment. The Giants' first playoff game of the 80s was played here in Philadelphia, the 1981 Wild Card playoff. Scott Bruna, the quarterback, finds Leon Bright a first quarter touchdown. New York defeating Philadelphia 27-21. The Giants would go on to lose in the playoffs to Super Bowl champion San Francisco, who would defeat Cincinnati. Season 1981. Things had started to turn around. George Young came in 1979. Parcells is now in his 6th year. Meanwhile, back to live action. Philadelphia with a first down and 15 at the Giants' 23-yard line. Timing pattern and into the arms of Carter. Good concentration on the part of Carter. 17-yard pickup. And
timing pattern all the way.
He paid for it.
Same sort of pattern we saw last week. New Orleans run at the end of their ball game to set up their winning field goal. 2 steps. Carter almost mistimed his leap. He went up a little early and somehow was able to stay up off the ground working against Kenny Hill. But talk about touch on a football. I think you're seeing Randall Cunningham developing into the kind of quarterback that can do it all. This guy has no weaknesses in his ball game.
He's 9 of 11 for 95 yards. 6 in a row now. First down, goal to go, Philadelphia. Fires. It's inside the 5-yard line, close to the 3-yard line. That'll be second down, goal to go. Fires, big, strong, #1 draft pick. A couple of years ago, out of Ohio State, troubled by a broken foot in his first 2 years, but now is rapidly developing into the type of football player that Buddy Ryan thought he would.
Well, Buddy Ryan took a chance drafting Keith Byers #1 because he had the broken foot his senior year at Ohio State. And then when he got here to Philadelphia, he suffered exactly the same injury again.
Cunningham's just able to get the ball off to Tony before he's dropped, and Tony is hit at the line of scrimmage. That's it. His third down, goal to go. Carson, tough in the middle.
Well, if it's not one thing or another, Cunningham's had trouble making handoffs. He's been running it into his own people in the backfield, and then his ball carriers, once they get the ball, aren't getting anywhere. Frank, I'm back to what I've been saying before. I'd throw the ball every time if I'm Philadelphia tonight.
And what you do when you have a quarterback like Randall Cunningham, you let him roll out. You give him an option. He's a great runner. Give him an option to either throw or run the football. Third down, goal to go. Look at that agility. That's something special right there. Jimmy Giles, the receiver. Cunningham, by all rights, hit by Carl Banks. He should have been down. He maintained his balance. We talked about his athleticism, and he fires in the corner. Beautifully executed rollout.
Ladies and gentlemen, Randall Cunningham is a ready for prime time player. This guy has not been seen by many national audiences before, but I think you're starting to get the drift as to what kind of football player plays here in Philadelphia. Randall Cunningham. That is a big-time play.
Luis Zendejas on to the conversion, and the Eagles have taken the lead. 9:36 remaining in the first half as Randall Cunningham comes out on the rollout. Play action, holding some linebackers. They, of course, are anticipating this. All-pro Carl Banks, the perfect tackle, drills his head through Cunningham. He maintains his balance, fires it to Giles. A spectacular play. We're glad you saw it. Randall Cunningham, and you just saw something very special. We'll have another opportunity to look at it following the kickoff. We wonder if Randall might be pulling his big brother Sam. Yeah, how'd you like that, Sam?
How about that?
Sam Cunningham.
How about the 10 to 12? Sam Bam will like that.
Zendejas puts it up and deep into the end zone. Bobble in the end zone and covered quickly by Collins. Another look at a very special play.
Let's watch Carl Banks. Let's ISO the all-pro linebacker And if Bill Parcells is watching this from the sidelines, he's saying, I'm in the perfect defense. Banks has got contained. Cunningham's rolling right to him. That's it, folks. It's all over. What? Look at him bounce back, stay on his feet, and throw a touchdown. And if you think you can't believe it, how about Carl Banks? Tough to play it any better. You can say he should have wrapped him up. Nobody is going to make the tackle on Randall Cunningham on that play. Banks played it as good as he could.
Eagles lead the Giants 7-3. First and 10 Giants to their 20-yard line. Morris. The Eagles now fired up. Loss of a yard, and Mike Golick was there first for the Eagles.
A note, by the way, on that touchdown catch by Jimmy Giles. That was his first catch of the year. And the Giants remember Jimmy Giles. Last year, he sent the Giant game into overtime with a 40-yard touchdown catch in the last minute. So right now, the Eagle passing game, something the Giants can't seem to decipher.
That's the time remaining in the first half. The Giants, second down and 11. Sims, Bavaro, and again Bavaro that's free to roam off the line of scrimmage with the linebacker Dwayne Giles, and he's wide open and gets the first down out close to the 40, a 21-yard pickup. Sims has an option to go outside on that, but he reads the coverage. If he gets Bavaro locked up with the linebacker, he's going to go with him. Coming free off the line of scrimmage, here he is. Giles way out of the picture, makes a stop, but not until Bavaro takes it out to the 40-yard line. Bavaro playing back now to his Pro Bowl form. He was a late reporter for the Giants. Came in 10 days before the start of the season, and he has been slow getting it together. First and 10 Giants near their own 40-yard line. Strip of the ball, Phil Sims, and again, guess who? 92.
Reggie White, that time beats Doug Riesenberg around the corner. Watch this, Riesenberg playing right tackle. Just can't keep Reggie from getting around and collapsing the corner. And that's, Phil Sims didn't even have a very deep drop on that one. Knocks the ball out of his hands and then gets back in and gets a little hit just to add a little insult to injury. What an extraordinary football player.
They were trying to help with Damian Johnson, the inside guard, but Reggie White so quick, got around the block and stripped the ball from Phil Sims. Now it's second down and 17. Morris. Guess who?
Yeah.
He's having a night. He beats Bavaro this time. And Bavaro, one of the finer, if not one of the best blocking tight ends around the league.
This is getting redundant, but there's Reggie White. The guy plays everywhere, this time all the way around to the outside. Now, hey, a guy 6'5", 300 pounds isn't supposed to be able to go outside the tight end and come all the way back in and make a play off right guard.
He's so good you can't even hold him.
Yeah, it's not natural, folks. It's not right.
Third and 17. Now the crowd begins to get into it.
Yeah.
Sims with the time. Bavaro comes right back with the clutch catch out to the 45-yard line, but he's short of the first down. Gain of 12.
Now I guess Reggie White going to come over to the sidelines on this fourth down situation. You know, there are other things you can do rather than get the sack. Watch Reggie White come all the way from the outside. Look at him get underneath Riesenberg, drive him all the way over backwards, and get in there and pressure Sims.
The fun by Buford. Handled there by Konechny.
You're going to see players for the Giants start calling timeout on the offensive line when they see number 92 lined up across them.
Eagles get the football back. They'll have a first and 10 at their own 17-yard line when we come back. Noisy crowd here at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia on a beautiful night for football. Very busy little blimp hovering high overhead. They were in New York today for the Mets-Dodgers game, and the Enterprise is now with us once again. First and 10, the Eagles. Myers comes down with the football close to the 23-yard line. Mark Collins defensively there for the Giants.
Talking to Randall Cunningham before the game, and he was talking about their 32 unanswered points last week against Houston, and he said it really was because how effective we were passing the football. It wasn't until after 20 or 30 plays of throwing the ball well that our running game really started to click in, and I think that's exactly what they're doing now against New York, being successful with the pass.
Second down and 6. Cunningham slipped as he dropped. Was able to hand the ball off to Tony, and Tony gets up close to the 25-yard line, a gain of a couple. It'll be third down and 3, but Cunningham, in his appearances against the Giants, has not been able to move the ball very well. He has passed for about 45%. They have been his toughest opponent, but he is 9 in a row at the moment, 11 of 13 for 103 yards, and he solved the problem, at least thus far tonight.
But he's having trouble handing the ball off. I don't understand what's going on in the Eagle backfield. That's the third time Cunningham's fallen down attempting a handoff.
Third down and 3 from the shotgun. Cunningham tried to squeeze it into Byers, and he was well covered. Pepper Johnson was there. Harry Carson.
I think it's Carson's hit that's really going to jar the ball loose, and that's a completion and a first down all the way. If it isn't for Harry Carson timing his hit on Byers just perfectly.
Telchik to punt. Had 3 punts blocked this year, 2 last week. 1 led to a safety and 1 led to a touchdown. They put the thrill back in the punting game. Not a good kick by Telchik. McConkey steps up to the 43-yard line. And we'll have good field position for the Giants at the 46-yard line. Reggie White, you're watching quite a performance tonight, but he talked about his most memorable moment in football.
My most memorable moment is when I took the ball from Doug Williams and ran for a touchdown. It was really exciting. When I got around the corner and hit Doug, I figured, hey, I got a sack. But when I realized that, hey, I got the ball too. So when I realized that, I was able to take it away from Doug and run it for about 70 yards. And that was probably the greatest moment of my career.
Reggie White is working on another one tonight. Phil Simms whips one out to Lionel Manuel on first down. Manuel short of the first down near the 45-yard line of the Eagles.
Thing to keep in mind with that 21 sacks you see there under Reggie White's name, that came in only 12 games last year. Reggie sat out the strike with the rest of his teammates. 21 sacks and only 12, one shy of the NFL record. Mark Gastineau had 22 back in 1984. Of course, that in a 16-game season.
On second down and 1, Reggie White on the stop of Joe Morris, who twists and turns his way for a first down. And we'll see Mark Gastineau next Monday night against the Buffalo Bills. The Bills off on a 5-1 start behind quarterback Jim Kelly. Cornelius Bennett certainly has bolstered one of the finer defenses now in pro football. And the Jets, Kenny O'Brien and Wesley Walker have been hot early in the season. They're 3-1-1. 3-1-2 rather, and we'll watch them next Monday night. On first down, Simms, and Bavaro is open. He almost pulls loose and does get to the 18-yard line. 23-yard pickup, and Reggie White was into it again.
Well, Phil Simms never saw the completion of this play. Let's start off with Reggie White again, working on Riesenberg, who's just giving him the outside, turning his shoulders. Watch the hit on Phil Simms. He never sees this one. But a superb throw by Phil, stays with it. Look how he leads Mark Bavaro, and again, Mark Bavaro open down the middle of the field. The Eagles have to make some sort of an adjustment, either in man-to-man coverage or something, but Mark Bavaro's free on almost every passing play.
They'll keep going there until they get some kind of different coverage. They've been covering primarily with the linebacker. They have found him 5 times already. They look for him again. This time it's batted away, however. That was Jerome Brown. Stretched tall and batted it away. Again, the intended receiver was Bavaro.
We talked to Jerome Brown yesterday and asked him what kind of an influence it was, what kind of a positive thing it was to line up next to Reggie White on the inside. And he said, there's no way I can tell you what it means to me. The advice I get, knowing that I've got that kind of a football player next to me. And that time's good instincts, doing what a defensive lineman is supposed to do. Read the pass. If you're not close to him, it doesn't matter. Get up in the air. Get your feet off the ground and stretch your arms. Something good might happen.
A.C. Robinson, 81. Lionel Manuel, 86. The 2 wide receivers, top of your screen. This time, Sims has the time, looks into the end zone, and it's picked off. Frizzell out of the nickel. A flag now comes in late, and another flag after the interception, I do believe. Frizzell in the nickel position. Sims never saw him, threw it right into his hands.
Illegal block in the back, number 74, half the distance, first down.
But it's after the interception by William Frizzell, so it will be the Eagles' ball. It's just a simple zone coverage. Frizzell playing the underneath, and it's not often you see Phil Sims with that much time make that kind of a short throw, trying to get to Lionel Manuel. And William Frizzell just doing his job, sitting short on the zone, makes the play, and almost surely thwarts the Giants from putting some more points on the scoreboard. They were certainly in scoring position.
Eagles lead 7-3. First and 10 from their own 7-yard line. Draw play. Tony. Actually, the Eagles version of a draw play, because it looks like it's going to be a rollout. They go against the grain with the handoff, and Tony gets a big gainer, 20-yard pickup, and the Eagles get out from beneath their goalpost.
I think the guy that really got caught to the inside, really fooled by the motion in the backfield, was Lawrence Taylor. He's got to contain to that side, and he misread the play. Flowed too far to his left, and Tony got to the outside. One of the rare times the Eagles have been successful running the ball on first down.
At the 27-yard line, and Randall Cunningham directing traffic. Eagles first down.
No,
Tony once again.
Why not try it again?
Works his way up close to the 30-yard line. College football coming your way. All the excitement on Saturday. Washington against number 3 ranked USC, or Michigan against Iowa.
I see both our alma maters are in action this weekend.
Well, I won't get into the various rankings.
Oh, yeah. I only saw one ranking on there.
Our graphics were being very thoughtful of you, Dan.
Michigan will be in the Rose Bowl. You mark my words.
On second down and 8, Cunningham is back. A lot of time. Marshall finally pressures him, but he finds Byers. Cunningham looking right, getting into trouble, started to pull it down and run. Saw Marshall, then saw Byers, and did a whole lot of things in just a fraction of a second.
And I'd have to think that Bill Parcells on the other side of this field is starting to sense that his defensive team is having a problem. They are totally off balance right now. The Eagle passing game has got them back on their heels. They're tentative at the line of scrimmage. They're not getting much penetration. And I think you can see it in his face. I think he'd like to get to halftime without the Eagles putting any more points on the board. Approaching the 2-minute warning here at the first half.
They've had trouble all season long, Dan. They've given up an average of 379 yards a game. They've only had 10 sacks. A lot of great names. They're just not getting the performance. On first and 10. Tony on the screen. They get a block on Carson, and Tony is inside Giants territory near the 49-yard line. They'll now mark it at midfield. And that will take us to the 2-minute warning. Mark Collins there defensively for the Giants. Oh, Randall Cunningham will move over to the sidelines and confer with Buddy Ryan as we look at Philadelphia on a beautiful night for football. We'll tell you, we'll be back in a moment. Interesting distribution, Dan. 33 receptions by the tight ends.
And only one of those by anyone other than Keith Jackson, and that's the touchdown pass we saw earlier to Jimmy Giles. 32 receptions for the rookie tight end, Keith Jackson.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. The Eagles over the Giants, 7-3. Second down and 5. Eagles near midfield. Tony. And Tony close to a first down. He'll have it as a late flag comes in. Tony to the 45-yard line, hit by Kennard and Carson, but a flag is down.
I think this will be holding against the Eagles, yeah.
Take him back.
I think it's going to be against Matt Darwin,
Holding,
the left tackle.
Number 78, second down.
Yeah, this is a case where the left tackle really oversteps his bounds. I'm going to try to block a linebacker. Here's Matt Darwin. Watch him reach to the outside, and then when the linebacker goes upfield, just drag him to the ground right there. a tough block to try to make, and once you're out there, you just can't do that because you're out in the open. Everybody on the field can see you do it. No way that's not going to draw a flag.
1:53 now remaining in the half, and there's Matt Darwin.
Tough block. You're asking a guy a lot to go all the way out there and make the play.
Second down, 15. Cunningham underneath the coverage. Another reception by Jackson.
What soft hands. Did you see that pass from Cunningham? I mean, that thing was a rocket ship. And yet Keith Jackson with his soft hands just ate that thing up even though it was high. And a hurry-up offense by Philadelphia.
On third down. Cunningham again. Fires it complete. It's Jackson.
First thing I said to Randall Cunningham, I said, are you going to be able to adjust if the Giants take Keith Jackson away from you? Without Mike Quick, I would think they would do everything to take number 88 out of the game plan, and yet Keith Jackson wide open.
Here comes the blitz. Cunningham has single coverage. Reads it beautifully with Greg Garrity. Garrity working against Perry Williams. And the Eagles well within field goal range on a 19-yard pickup, and Cunningham with a hot hand tonight. 16 of 19, 162 yards here in the first half.
And Garrity gets out of bounds and stops the clock, allowing the Eagles to go ahead and huddle up. Really pretty good coverage that time by Perry Williams. But a precise outside cut by Garrity. And look what Cunningham is doing.
Eagles very comfortable with 2 timeouts. First and 10, 21-yard line of the Giants. Cunningham underneath again, this time to Byers. He gets all he can get out of it. Steps out of bounds, stops the clock once again.
I think he got another
10-yard line and close to the first down. He probably will have it.
I think he's going to have it depending on where they spot it. It looked like he was past it. Yep, first down for the Eagles. Some poise, some composure by Randall Cunningham. And boy, you don't see that ball waver.
And not a bad delivery.
No, I guess not.
Byers right on the tape. Gets the first down. His first down just at the 10-yard line. Buddy Ryan has everything working on all 8 cylinders at the moment.
And the Giants and their vaunted defensive team are clearly back on their heels. They're lost.
Cunningham with a lot of time. Can't find the receiver. Protects it. Throws it away. Second down, goal to go.
And I think maybe there's another sign of the maturing of Randall Cunningham, Frank, because last year I think that's the play when nobody's open that he takes off with the football. He tries to make something happen. Maybe he's going to get caught behind the line of scrimmage. There's a chance of a fumble. I think we're seeing a mature quarterback now who, when faced with that situation, realizing it's first down, says, what the heck? I'll just throw it away. I've got plenty of time, plenty of downs.
52 seconds remaining in the half. Eagles leading 7-3, threatening again. Cunningham gets away from the blitz. Flag is down. But Cunningham got away from Taylor. And Carson made the stop, but a flag is down. It came in late. Harry Carson leaning in to pick up the call. And here's Fred Wyant.
The flag is picked up. Apparently offensive pass interference on the run, so there was no foul. Go down.
What would have been offensive pass interference if the ball would have been thrown just becomes a good block when the quarterback takes off and runs with the football.
Of course, the officials calling that, they look in and see Cunningham back on the pass, and they instantly start to look for that. They take their eyes off what's going on in the backfield, and the Eagles get a break. Byers, a sure-handed one out of Ohio State, takes the reception. Super drive by the Eagles. Jackson and Byers, and the athleticism of Randall Cunningham. And the Eagles have it all together here in the second quarter. Let's look again.
Randall Cunningham said, I'm looking forward to this opportunity to showing everybody what I can do. And I don't know what he could do better than he's done here in the first half. He's gotten a lot of help as receivers are holding on to the football. That time, Keith Byers with the touchdown.
And they out. With 25 seconds remaining in the first half. With the Eagles ahead by 11. Well, look again. Dropping back, and Byers again with the sure hands. Looks right in. Knows where the end zone is and takes it in. 93 yards on 11 plays using 2 minutes and 47 seconds.
Here comes LT on the blitz, and look at him get inside Matt Darwin like he wasn't even there. Knocks Cunningham over backwards. And the Eagles, who have had problems early this season and falling behind early, now get the opportunity to have it the other way around. Let's see whether they're mature enough to play good, consistent football with the league. We've got a New York Giant down on the field, someone injured on that extra point. And that's Harry Carson down at the 5-yard line. And something happened to Harry on the extra point by Philadelphia.
Byers, as you saw a moment ago, has 7 receptions. Jackson has 5 receptions. They have accounted for 12 receptions from Cunningham. And here is the man we spoke of a moment ago, is finally maturing into the type of football player that Buddy Ryan anticipated he would be when he drafted him first back in 1986. His first player drafted with the Eagles.
The irony here is the 2 most dominant receivers for the Eagles in this game are from Oklahoma and Ohio State. Stop and think about that. Oklahoma and Ohio State providing the 2 most talented receivers for the Eagles. Whereas Mark Bavaro having a big night on the other side for the Giants, and Harry Carson isn't going to wait for the end of the first half. He's going to head for the locker room.
25 seconds remaining in the first half. The Giants will have a lot to talk over when they go into their locker room. They'll hear it from Parcells, and they won't like it. They'll also be hoping to make adjustments. Bill Belichick, their defensive coordinator. Kenny Hill brings it out for the Giants. Near the 30-yard line. 24-yard return.
93 yards. A little less than 3 minutes, and hard to throw the ball any more precisely than Randall Cunningham threw it on that particular drive. And Bill Parcells realizes that he's in a little bit of trouble. Of course, that drive set up by the interception by William Frizzell.
Giants just want to get this over with.
I don't blame him.
Go in, chew the fat a little bit, try to work some kinks out. This has been a troubled team defensively throughout the first 5 games. Even though they're 3-2 and 1 game out of first place, they have been troubled, and the troubles continue here tonight. We'll be back at Veterans Stadium after this message from the National Football League, and then a word from your local station. So stay with us. The Benjamin Franklin Bridge. Philadelphia on a night when they've turned all the lights on, and there is the Ben Franklin Bridge. Famous, of course, as is this city from a historic perspective. And looking awfully good from an Eagles perspective, dominating the Giants here in the first half. They lead 14-3 on a night when Randall Cunningham has been something extraordinary. He has led 2 long drives, one of 80 yards for a touchdown of over 7 minutes, one of 93 yards. He has shown all of his talent, his athleticism, his arm, his ability to lead.
How about the 18 of 22? Now, just off the top of my head, I think of the one perfect throw that Garrity dropped early in the ball game. I think of the first down from around the Giant 10-yard line when he saw no one open, so he just threw it out of the back of the end zone. I mean, just about as close to a flawless half as a quarterback could play as the half that was turned in that time by Randall Cunningham.
Meanwhile, the Giants' defense very tentative. They are not getting a pass rush. They have not got it all season long. Only 10 sacks into tonight. Playing almost as if they are playing in a sort of a tentative state. I mean, they are not making the moves. They are not running with abandon. They are not moving with quickness. And they are paying for it. Luis Sendejas puts it in play for Philadelphia. Kenny Hill brings it out, bobbles the ball, picks it up, and gets back to the 15 and hit there instantly. Well, the Giants start at their own 15-yard line here in the second half. This ABC Sports exclusive is being brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, engineered like no other car in the world. Miller Genuine Draft, cold, filtered for real draft taste. It's as real as it gets. And by the U.S. Army, learn how to get an edge on life. Be all you can be. For New York, as we begin the second half, their worst field position of the night. And Phil Simms has been buffeted almost with every release of the ball tonight. Handoff is to Morris. Cuts behind Ard. Had to cut behind Ard. The play being strung to the outside, designed to go outside, but Morris had to bring it inside. He gets a couple out of it. 2nd down and 8.
What the Giants have to do here offensively is put together some sort of a long drive. Their defense going into halftime was really just totally discombobulated. Look at how the Eagles have dominated time of possession, total yardage. But it's in their ability to convert on 3rd down and their ability to get something done on 1st down. That's what made Philadelphia stand out in the first half. 2nd down and 8. Manuel struggles forward for the 1st down. He'll get it in the arms of Seth Joyner, and right away we noticed that Reggie White was attracting the attention not only of Doug Riesenberg, the right tackle, but also getting help that time from the back Morris. Frank, what will be an interesting study here in the second half is how these two teams handle their situation. On the one hand, you have the Giants, a veteran ball club, been in pressure situations repeatedly. They know how to handle this sort of situation. Now, on the other side, the Eagles, an extremely young team. Young teams have trouble stringing 60 minutes of solid football together. It's going to be fun to see if the Eagles are able to do it tonight.
Bill Sims had plenty of time to get the play off, something he did not like either defensively or within his own personnel, and he uses a timeout, and the Giants struggling here in Philadelphia in a game that they need to stay abreast of the Phoenix Cardinals in the NFC Eastern Division, being dominated now both offensively and defensively.
Well, when they needed to come out solidly in the first half, in the second half here, what's happened? They bobbled the kickoff, and now they get screwed up personnel-wise, and Phil Sims is forced to use the timeout already. This is an awkward beginning here at the second half when they really needed to be sharp.
Baker filling in for an injured Odessa Turner appeared to be the culprit on the last play as Sims had a chat with him on the way to the sideline. Now on 1st down, Sims finds Manuel, and he finds the 1st down out to the 37-yard line. Eric Allen, one of 2 rookie starters in that secondary for the Eagles tonight, made the defensive play for Philadelphia. Lionel Manuel coming into the night with 28 receptions on his own, but this has been a night that has been dominated by Randall Cunningham and his spectacular tight end, Keith Jackson, and Keith Byers out of the backfield.
They're confused again. Sims is having to direct traffic.
Morris follows Carson. Play designed to go inside. Morris had no hold of the inside, tried to take it outside and turned it upfield and runs into Seth Joyner. Gets maybe a yard and a half out of that play. Morris coming into tonight averaged about 2.9 per carry, and he has not improved dramatically upon that tonight. Second down and 8. Manuel in motion. And Manuel on a play designed to break behind Bavaro gets bottled up, runs into an Eagle defender, and isn't there for the delivery.
Good time that job up front by the Giant offensive line. Doug Riesenberg, who had about as tough a first half as a guy could have. Reggie White is going to loop back around. He's going to think he was held by the center, Bart Oates. I imagine he's going to get up and complain a little bit about that.
Third down and 8.
The Giant offensive line has to solidify if the blue-shirted Giants are going to get back in this second half. And Sims can't hear. He's got to come up under center.
Sims, Manuel, and Sims either unhappy with the way Manuel went after that football or the way he threw it. I says to Manuel, come on. That time it was Simmons pressuring Phil Sims. I think that Phil Sims wanted a little more of an effort on the part of Manuel, and I don't blame him.
Well, somebody needs to try to tell me why Lionel Manuel tries to catch out with one hand. Now, if you are an unattached observer here, you're saying that he didn't really go up for that ball because he was afraid of taking a hit.
You saw Sims look him right in the eye and say, come on.
That was a weak effort that time by Lionel Manuel.
Maury Buford. End over end. Fair catch called for by Mark Konecki and executed at the 25-yard line. 36-yard punt The Eagles will have their first offensive possession of the second half when we return.
We got a disaster on our hands.
After all that rehearsal, I thought we had quilled totally.
The reference, of course, to the loss of Mike Quick last week with a broken fibula in the left leg. It's estimated he'll be out of action for about 8 weeks.
And what about the way this offensive team has played since he got hurt? 32 points after the injury last week, and this stellar performance so far in this ballgame.
First and 10, Philadelphia. Cunningham fires. Byers is there for a short pickup.
There's one adjustment we saw right off the bat by the Giants. They only sent 3 rushers, dropped 8 guys back into coverage, most notably Lawrence Taylor, who that time had the coverage on Keith Byers. They were sending Taylor most of the first half, and needless to say, it wasn't extremely effective. Looks like a change up here by the Giants, at least on that particular occasion, only sending 3 rushes.
Gain of 3 by Byers. It'll be second down and 7. Giants move, but they get back. There is no flag. Cunningham. And now Tony. Taking it to the right side, getting in trouble, reversing his field. He gets 17 yards and another Eagle first down on a night that it all worked for Philadelphia.
I guess some nights, regardless of what you do or how many mistakes you make, it just seems to work out right. That time, Eric Dorsey had about 3 or 4 yards penetration, completely blows the play at the point of attack, and somehow Anthony Tony stays on his feet and is able to reverse his field. The Giants all the way on the other side of the field really didn't have a chance to get back in the play. I mean, that's a play that easily could have lost 8, 9, 10 yards for Philadelphia and ends up being a big gainer.
45-yard line for the Eagles, first and 10. We're in the third quarter. The Eagles on top, 14-3. Tony again, right side. Nothing happening. Puts the head down, finds a little gap, and we'll pick up 3 getting to the 49-yard line.
Well, it doesn't appear that the Giants are in any better shape defensively here at the beginning of the second half than they were at the end of the first. And Bill Belichick, right there, their defensive coordinator, I'm sure is wondering, what do I go to next? But it's almost a case that no matter what they try, somehow the Eagles are coming out on top, whether by design or whether by improvisation.
Look out, edges on. Lawrence Taylor finally gets to Cunningham. Before he could move out of the pocket, Taylor was there, showing all the speed that few people have at that size.
Well, it was always my dream to be a linebacker and get the blitz, and nobody blocked me. And that's exactly what happens right here. Easy to be all-world when you're totally free, and no one on the Eagles squad deemed it their job to block Lawrence Taylor.
Jackson, the tight end, was on the move. The Eagles had their 3 wide receivers in. They were all in the pattern. So was Jackson. Just not enough people. It just doesn't count.
That's got to
work out.
That's got to be fun, Frank. Just get that free run. One time. That's all I'd like. One time.
Third down, 15. Cunningham comes right back. Fires is complete. Carter. And Carter to the 25-yard line. First down, Philadelphia. 34-yard pickup. Randall Cunningham sacked and comes right back with the completion.
Well, they've waited since 1981 for a Monday night game in Philadelphia, and somehow I think the fans are going to say it was worth the wait. Again, look at the protection inside. The Eagle offensive line just shutting down the Giants up front. Chris Carter, a good route, but the throw was right there. And again, I hate to beat on this 1 point, but the Giants defensively, it's been a while since I've seen them this ineffective at rushing the quarterback or in the secondary.
On first down, Cunningham looks to the end zone. Greg Garrity well covered there. Moving over from the free safety, Terry Kennard. Randall Cunningham now over 200 yards. And I don't know whether you have heard last night or whether 3 o'clock this morning, a 29-year-old defensive back from the Atlanta Falcons, David Crudip, died in a tragic death. The preliminary toxicology result from a private lab indicates a possible drug-related cause of death. The ultimate cause of death was cardiac arrest. The NFL issued a statement. This type of personal tragedy only underscores the need for all of us in professional sports, clubs, players, and the league officers to continue to do everything we can to counteract the influence and the sometimes fatal results of the illegal drug use. On second down, David Crudup, backup cornerback for the Atlanta Falcons, in a tragic death last night. A gain of a couple. It'll be third down and 8. Nickel group comes in for the Giants. A little more than 9 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Eagles on top of the Giants, 14-3. From the shotgun, Cunningham. Lance goes to Garrity. Good coverage. Terry Kennard was on the inside. Perry Williams was there, and Cunningham had it in there perfectly.
And Kennard still isn't up on his feet. You're going to watch Garrity just take this again, a perfect pass. How can we show it to you better than that? But it's the two Giants that collide. Kennard and Williams, as Garrity gets underneath, and Terry Kennard really slow to get up, just getting up and getting his senses back. It looks like he's going to have to come out of the game.
What a great shot. Right from the corner of the end zone. Let's take a look at it again. And again, Cunningham right on the numbers with it. Tight spiral, zipping it in.
This is, you know, sometimes you see that ball wobble a little bit front to back. I mean, that's as tight a spiral as a guy can throw, and that's nothing more. As that receiver comes inside, he's totally dependent upon the delivery of the ball from the quarterback. Don't hang me out to dry. Don't put it up in the air. Make it a good low throw, and I mean, that's as perfect could be. And Randall Cunningham and the Eagle offense is poised to drive a stake right into the heart of the Giants.
On first down, Cunningham tries to slip through, and he's taken there by Jim Burt. Cunningham 22 of 27, 229 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Rolling up the big numbers against a team that he has had a lot of problems with in his young career. And tonight he was passing for just a little over 45% completion against the Giants. They had always been able to contain him, and tonight he has exploded.
Good job there by Jimmy Burt, staying on the inside, honoring his pass rush lanes. When he saw Cunningham make his Brady was there to make the play for a loss and a sack.
Second down. Cunningham. That's Tony out of the backfield, and Tony inside the 10-yard line. It'll be third down. Pepper Johnson defensively there for the Giants.
And Cunningham had to get rid of the ball in a hurry. The Giants that time elected to blitz Lawrence Taylor, and he was free coming around the corner. That was a pass that Cunningham had to throw it. Talking to him before the game, I said, what's the first thing you look for when you come to the line of scrimmage? And he said, only one thing. I want to know, where is Lawrence Taylor? Is he to my left? Is he to my right? Or is he in the middle? That's all I care about.
On third down, Cunningham quiets the partisan crowd. Behind Byers, who was well covered out of the backfield by Carson. Dorsey pressuring Cunningham, forcing the quick pass.
And that was outstanding coverage by Harry Carson. Remember, Harry had to leave the field at the end of the first half. He went into the locker room early, and this time he's right there on Keith Byers. But again, that's a ball right on the hip.
27-yard field goal attempt by Luis Zendejas, who kicked the first couple of weeks for the Dallas Cowboys. This is the third field goal kicker for the Eagles. Flag is down as Zendejas puts it through the uprights. Holding Philadelphia, they'll have to consider that again.
And the Eagles continue to make mistakes on their kicking game. I don't know when I saw a team have a more disastrous start than they had last week with back-to-back blocked punts to start a ball game.
Holding number 53, fourth down.
That's Dwayne Giles, a linebacker, who gets flagged. And what a costly mistake that is. Going to add another 10 yards to this field goal attempt. Going to make it now a 37-yarder.
Zendejas was 3 for 3 last week for the Eagles in his first week as their kicker. The Eagles opened the season with Dean Dorsey as their kicker. He kicked for 3 games, and Dale Dawson came in and kicked for 1 game. And now it's Luis Zendejas who began the season with the Dallas Cowboys. 37-yard attempt. Same result. All working well for the Eagles tonight. Zendejas perfect as a Philadelphia Eagle, 5 of 5 on the PATs and 4 of 4 for field goals. And Philadelphia extends their lead over the Giants. 7:26 remaining in the 3rd quarter from Philadelphia. We'll be right back. Goodyear Blimp Enterprise is hovering high overhead on a beautiful night here in Philadelphia, and certainly a beautiful night for Philadelphia fans as their Eagles are out in front of the Giants 17-3 midway here in the 3rd quarter. Zendejas rips it. Kenny Hill brings it out. And Hill out of the 20-yard line to the 21-yard line, and this Eagle team that opened the game with a lot of fire in their eyes has done nothing but improve.
Well, the Giants only down 14 points, and certainly not an insurmountable deficit if you're an offensive team as talented as the Giants, but somebody's got to step to the line. Somebody's got to come forward and say, hey, I'm going to make a big play for this team. I'm going to do something to fire us up. Mark Bavaro is the guy that's been probably their most effective offensive weapon. I'd get back to him.
On 1st down. Play action, and down goes Sims, and the ball is loose. Bart Oates in there for the Giants. The Eagles are saying they have it. Jerome Brown is also on top of it, but Bart Oates comes out of the sack.
And you don't want us to tell you who it was that knocks the ball loose, as Jerome Brown still down, but I think it's Reggie White that got in there.
It was from the outside once again.
And Bill Parcells all along has said my biggest problem offensively has been my play at right tackle. Let's take a look at it from down on the field. Again, it's Riesenberg working against Reggie White. He can't keep him out. And Reggie White with the right hand knocks the football loose, and the Giants were lucky to get it back.
2nd down, 17. Sims back. Fires almost picked off by Seth Joyner. Carson out of the backfield. Giants on their 3rd down situations tonight have been miserable. Let's take a look. 3rd 15, incomplete. 3rd and 8, incomplete. 3rd and 10. They got a 1st down there. 3rd and 20, they picked up 10.
And that last 3rd and 8 was that little short arm effort by Lionel Manuel, if you want to call that an effort.
Here we are again, 3rd down, 17. Flag is down, should be holding. Jerome Brown knocks a 2nd pass down tonight. 2nd year out of Miami.
And I would assume that that's going to be declined, putting the Giants into a punting situation.
Holding number 65, declined, 4th down.
Bart Oates, the Giants center, and it is declined. Out come the Giants punter.
And we are struggling to be heard up here in the booth.
Corey Buford. Deep, Mark Konecny. Buford gets off a beauty. Konecny all the way back to the 34-yard line of the Eagles. Trying to get behind the wall. And down he goes at the 37-yard line. Hustling down there, Tom Flynn. 51-yard punt, a 4-yard return, and the Eagles' offensive unit comes back onto the field. They've been devastated. Frank Gifford and Dan Dierdorf. On tonight, our colleague Al Michaels is on the West Coast getting ready for the 6th game of the National League Championship Series tomorrow night.
He's probably just getting there. They had to fly this afternoon from New York heading west. Well, how about it, a bunch of our cameramen and tape operators get on a bus and come down here to do the game tonight. Double duty for our fellas tonight. Thanks for the effort, guys.
I thought they came in the blimp. 1st and 10. It's Carter. And the Eagles are pulling out the playbook. They're coming with everything. It's a fun kind of a game to play, and if you happen to be an Eagle, Dan, you know yourself, everything is working. It works defensively, it works offensively, and all of a sudden it almost becomes self-generating.
Well, I know that Randall Cunningham has had sort of a nonchalant evening here, but I mean, this might be taking it to extremes. Oh, I'll just drop it off here and take a little walk in the park. Played pretty well by the Giants, and especially Harry Carson, who gets over there to make the play. Philadelphia better realize there's 20 minutes of football left to play here. I wouldn't get too casual.
2nd and 10. Cunningham flips to the flat, checks it off, fires it to Garrity, complete. Another Eagles first down in midfield. Defensively it was Terry Kennard, but again, Cunningham looking out to the flat, whether by design or not. Nothing happening there. Looks upfield, finds Garrity, and drills it in there.
Nice little 13-yard pickup, and Garrity, who dropped the first pass that came his way very early on in the first quarter, has been flawless like the rest of his teammates here tonight since then. And again, it's through the air that Philadelphia has just demoralized the Giants on defense. Look at that, 23 of 29.
Giants territory once again, 1st and 10. To the big tight end, Jackson. Jackson bulling his way down close to the 41-yard line. Gain of 8. It'll be 2nd and 2. Giants George Martin, 14-year veteran, looking on, wishing he could do something. By the way, he is the Travelers' Man of the Year for work and the things that he does off the field as much as he does on. And, of course, the Travelers' Man of the Year for the season will be announced at the Super Bowl. George Martin, class act in every way.
And not just this year. I mean, that's
every year.
That's lasted throughout his entire career, his involvement in the New York community.
2nd down and 2. Cunningham just dumping this one off, and very risky. Jackson, by the way, now with 6 receptions coming into the night. He had 29, so he is up to 35. The NFL record for a rookie was set by Earl Cooper of the 49ers back in 1983.
The thing to remember there is that Earl Cooper was a running back for the 49ers, and a lot of those were little dump-offs from Joe Montana.
In and out of the hands of Jackson this time. That had a little speed on it, and he might have just been a little anxious to take his eyes off of it.
Certainly, I don't mean to denigrate the record of Earl Cooper. 90 catches is 90 catches. I don't care what position you play.
Well, that was the following year when he was set the rookie record. It was 83 back in 1980.
Right. And that is still a lot of passes. Of course, I talk about a dump off, and what happens? Jackson gets a dump off there and can't handle it.
Selchik to bunt. Lifts it up high, looking for the coverage. He's going to get it.
Who could be surprised the way it's going for Philadelphia tonight?
Frizzell was down there quickly for the Eagles, and the Giants will be deep in their own territory.
One of those nights, everything going the Eagles' way, but they're making things go their way. You don't down a punt at the 2-yard line. You need a good bounce from the football, but you need some hustle as well.
Harry Hogue knocked it back onto the playing field. Frizzell covers it. Let's take a look at Hogue coming down from the right side. Good kick by Telchik. Hung it up high. Gave Hogue the opportunity to get there. Frizzell is right there to kill it at the 2-yard line.
Frizzell had the easy job. Terry Hogue making sure he didn't step on the goal line. If he would have stepped on the goal line at the same time he's hitting the ball, that would have been a touchback. He was careful not to do so, and let me tell you, when you huddle in the end zone, you can't even see that other goal line.
They are close to the crowd, and they'll hear this crowd, and then when they break that huddle.
A first down, that's all you think about from here. Just a first down.
Sims, Manuel. First down and more out to the 15-yard line. They'll mark it at the 16, a late hit against Hopkins, and that should be additional yardage.
That ought to move it out to the 30. Wes Hopkins came in and put the stamp on Lionel Manuel.
Personal foul, number 48, 15 yards, first down.
Gutsy call by the Giants from their own end zone. Manuel works to the outside. Hopkins on him. from the free safety spot. There is a defensive play by Everett. Now here comes Hopkins.
Well, you know, that's a lot closer than it looks like. Now, you know, that's, you know, when Wes Hopkins leaves his feet, Lionel Manuel's still in the field of play.
Morris pops into the clear. Morris down the sideline to the 43-yard line, and the first time tonight the Giants have been able to break away. 26-yard pickup.
Well, I talked about somebody's got to step forward and make a play, and that's exactly what's happened here. First Lionel Manuel and Phil Simms get together, and now it's Joe Morris with the Giants' longest running play of the year as he breaks to the outside up the far sideline. And boy, when you have an offensive team backed up in their own end zone, pretty tough to let them get this far down in such a short time.
Giants trailing 17-3, first and 10, 43-yard line of the Eagles. Simms is back, fires to Manuel, breaks the tackle. Manuel to the 5-yard line. Wes Hopkins made the save there, but almost lost Manuel inside the 10 for 6. 38-yard pickup. 3 plays ago, the Giants were at the 2-yard line.
Well, when you're a cornerback, when you come up to make the tackle on this simple out pattern, you better make it because you're all by yourself. And Eric Everett just had no shot at all on Lionel Manuel. I don't know whether he was out of position or what he was thinking, and you can't assume that that wide receiver is just going to step out of bounds.
Everett in tonight for Roynell Young. Everett, a rookie out of Texas Tech.
And a rookie mistake.
First down, goal to go. Simms tries to time it out to Manuel.
And that time, good coverage by Everett. Again, working on Manuel. Phil Simms had no chance but to do what he did. In essence, throwing that thing away. Eric Everett played it perfectly, inside out.
Good series of plays for the Giants. This could perhaps snap them out of the doldrums. He's gone the length of the field in just 4 plays. Second down, goal to go. Simms looking into the end zone again for Manuel. And again, not bad coverage. That was the other rookie, Eric Allen, on Manuel. And Simms had to have it in there perfectly for the completion. Well, Allen right in front of the intended receiver.
What you do is when you play that coverage in front, the way Allen played it there is you force the quarterback to go up over the top with the football. And that requires a great deal of touch, almost a perfect throw. Eric Allen had time forcing Phil Simms to make a throw he couldn't make.
Giants 1 of 7 on third down. They're looking at another one. Third down, goal to go. Almost picked off. It should have been picked off by Eric Allen. Simms tried to force it in. Double coverage. Andre Waters was there. And the Giants on fourth down, unsuccessful on 3 attempts, will bring out the field goal unit.
Boy, and how close that was to being another Philadelphia Eagle interception. But still, even if it's only 3 points, when you consider that they were backed up inside their own 2-yard line, a highly successful drive this time by the Giants if they convert this field goal.
22-yard attempt. Raul Alegre. The Giants get 3 when they needed the 7. 17-6. With 4:01 remaining in the third quarter. As the Giants have to settle for 3 with a first down, goal to go at the 5-yard line. A dramatic 3 plays to get there, Dan.
It was, and I said before, somebody had to step forward, and really the guy who did was Phil Simms. I think he said, I'm willing to shoulder the burden when he drops back on first down from his own end zone and makes the completion. And now, I'm afraid, though, the onus falls on the defensive team of the New York Giants, and they have not really shown a great deal so far in this game. It's going to lead you to think they're going to stop the Eagles.
The League Championship Series resumes tomorrow night in Los Angeles, and what a dramatic series it has been. And if it's necessary, Game 7 on Wednesday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And the next Monday night will be at Giants Stadium in the Meadowlands of New Jersey. The Buffalo Bills with Jim Kelly and Elias Bennett on defense. Great defensive ball club. They're 5-1 in the AFC Eastern Division. And the Jets trying to stay alive. They're 3-1-2. So Phil Simms took the Giants 90 yards in 40 seconds, and he got 3 points out of it. Giants would have loved to have gotten by the Eagles tonight with a victory, because they head into a rather strange schedule, a weak one, if you will. Not to put down any of the teams involved, but they have Detroit, then they have Atlanta, Detroit again, then Dallas at home, then they have Phoenix, Philadelphia, New Orleans, Phoenix, Kansas City, and the Jets. They would have liked to have gone in tied with Phoenix. They would need a win tonight for that. Sean Beals brings it out to the 24-yard line. Randall Cunningham having a great night as a professional. We ask him to tell us about his most memorable moment in football.
My most memorable moment was against the Washington Redskins last season. 45-yard run to the 3-yard line. At that point, I knew we were going to beat the Washington Redskins.
Randall's gone to acting school, I see.
You wonder about his speed. He's the fastest member of this Eagles team now with Mike Quick sideline. He runs a 4.5 40. Tony, big opening left side, and Tony, another Eagles first down to the 41-yard line. 16-yard pickup.
Randall Cunningham is the fastest member of this Eagle team with Mike Quick. He said that they both ran identical 40-yard dash times this year, and they had a race-off. They ran against each other, and Randall Cunningham beat Mike Quick in the 40-yard dash. And Anthony Tony had to come out of the ballgame after that solid run off the left side. The way they're looking at him, it looks like it's a cramp, the way he's stretching out his leg.
Tony gets the first down up close to the 40-yard line, and Cunningham fires a complete once again to the big tight end, Keith Jackson. A lot of excitement in Philadelphia leading up to this first Monday night game in 7 years. They used to be annually on the schedule, and then things kind of slid backwards for the Philadelphia Eagles, and Buddy Ryan came in 3 years ago. Said he had turned it around prior to the start of the season, said we're going to have a playoff team here.
Look at that. 42 consecutive games below 400 yards. They already have 323 tonight. If they keep going on their pace, they'll break 400 easily. Those 42 games all against the New York Giants. That goes back a long way.
Second down and 4. Jackson right at the line of scrimmage. The ball comes loose.
Oh, what a play by Keith Byers. What a play by Byers to get back that football. That was in the hands and in the bank for the Giants, and he took it away. Boy, what a play that time by Keith Byers after Keith Jackson, after making the catch, turns it over.
Keith Jackson got into all kinds of trouble. Up tight on him was Kenny Hill, the strong safety, and they are covering him with Kenny Hill all the way tonight.
But Kenny Hill doesn't go down after the football. I don't know what he's thinking about. He stays up on his feet trying to pick it up. And while he was trying to make that move, Byers went down, got dirty, and picked it up.
Third down, 3. This is Haddix, former first-round draft pick, and Jim Burt puts it to Haddix.
And the Eagles will have to punt away. Nice play by Jim Burt. That's a nose tackles play. Read what's going on in the middle. Stay at home. Wait for a guy to cut back into your territory. And again, Jim Burt, you know, he made the big play against the Redskins, forcing a field goal situation. Comes up and makes another one here, not allowing a first down. First opening Monday night game, he had that interception for a touchdown.
Telchik hangs it at McConkey. All 4, makes the fair catch at the 25-yard line. Telchik not getting out of that what he wanted, a 26-yard effort, and the Giants will have the football at their own 25-yard line. 1 minute remaining in the third quarter. The Giants down 17-6. The Enterprise was up at Shea Stadium in New York this afternoon, and along with a lot of members of our crew tonight, our technicians, cameramen, etc., have trekked down to Philadelphia and is hovering high overhead. First down, 10. Morris out over the 30, close to the 38-yard line.
You sense the Giants, Frank, moving the ball offensively with a little more authority. Certainly the most intensity they've shown so far this game.
Well, they have shown they can move it quickly. They went 90 yards in 3 plays and then faltered at the 5-yard line, had to take 3 yards, but they can move. There's Bill Belichick, the defensive coordinator, saying, settle down, guys. We're still in this thing. Down 17-6. Let's cut them off if we can. Morris got 9, second down and 1. And Morris gets the first down out over the 35 to the 36.
I'm surprised the Giants that time, with second and short yardage, didn't attempt to go up over the top with some sort of a big play. Bart Starr would have gone for the long one on that one, Frank.
Oh, the good old days. And the Giants will let the time expire here in the third quarter. Phil Simms has already moved over to the sideline. And we'll be returning to Veterans Stadium after this message about an upcoming show on ABC, and then we'll have a word from your local station. Stay with us. More action coming.
CTV New York.
Well, maybe not all because of Cunningham, but he certainly represents a major turnaround in the Philadelphia Eagles franchise. Giants far from out of it at 17-6 with the fourth quarter now beginning. 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line. Morris took his eyes off the football, upended by Eric Everett. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
That's a good throw by Phil Simms, and Frank, you're right. He just took his eye off the ball. A pretty clean game from a turnover standpoint. The only one, the interception by Frizzell, that thwarted a Giant scoring opportunity, but the Eagles with the 326 yards, 234 by the arm of Randall Cunningham.
And 90 of those Giants yards came in 3 plays just a while ago.
Their last drive.
2nd down and 10. Morris again. Morris breaks 1 tackle. Powers his way out to the 43-yard line, short of a first down. It'll be 3rd down and a long 2.
And I think you're seeing something there. The Giants staying on the ground, running the football. I think you're seeing a team that knows that there's still plenty of time to get a score. They're in this ball game all the way. They're not going to feel that they have to put the football in the air every play, and Joe Morris has to go over and fix a flat tire.
Now Morris is coming out because the Giants, with the mark, have a 3rd down and 3, and they bring in their 3rd wide receiver. Stacey Robinson comes in, Baker is in, along with Emmanuel.
And I don't think Phil Simms can. Bart Oates wants him up underneath the center.
Adams on a draw play. And short of the first down, I think, upended by Andre Waters on a good tackle, and it's going to be very close.
He may get it,
Giants.
He may get it, Frank, with that spot.
And if he does not get it, it will be decision time. At 17-6, a lot of time remaining. We'll bring out the sticks and take a look.
It looked like Bart Oates was waving to Phil Simms to get him up underneath the center. In a situation like that, in the shotgun formation, the linemen have a tough time hearing the quarterback call the signals when the crowd is making so much noise. But Simms knew he had to run that play out of the shotgun. It's the only way he could get the handoff to Adams.
By that much. Now, over the first 5 weeks, the Giants have attempted more 4th down conversions than any other team in the NFL. And they are only 3 for 9 on 4th down this season. So, the decision on the part of Bill Parcells, and he leaves the offensive unit in. And this is what Dan was talking about. Bart Oates cannot hear Simms calling the snap number.
But Phil Simms is saying, Bart, I can't run the play that was called unless I'm back in the shotgun. You're just going to have to go ahead and snap it. Here's a 4th down play.
No way.
He lost yardage.
Terry Hogue there initially for the Eagles.
I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage, did he?
He did not. Maybe a second surge.
Boy, if he got it on his way to the ground. Ooh, and look where the football is. Oh, he may have gotten it.
He may well have gotten it. He was hit right before the line of scrimmage, and the final mark is going to be very close to a first down. It would appear even that he has it. Giants go on 4th down, something with which they have only been successful in the first 5 weeks 3 of 9 times.
Well, that's some kind of effort by Joe Morris, because he's clearly hit a good 2 feet or a yard farther back than where the ball ended up.
Harry Hogue hit him right in the gap. Oh. And the effort on the part of Joe Morris will get the first down and keep the drive alive for the Giants. Sigh of relief from Bill Parcells.
Look at it here. They're going to challenge the right side. Let's see what happens. There's the hit by Hogue, and stands Morris up. Now, Little Joe's going to keep fighting, trying to lay out. Any way you look at it, a pretty generous spot, I think.
Giants keep it alive at their own 46-yard line. Sims. Complete to Rasan out of the backfield. Inside the 40 of the Eagles. 14-yard pickup.
And I think everyone here at the vet getting a tad nervous.
And particularly this man.
They're looking at a 17-6 lead that is on the verge of eroding.
Buddy Ryan building a team. The kinds of players that Buddy Ryan likes to have playing for him. He'll pass on some talent. He wants a player that'll play 100% for 60 minutes. Morris hit right at the line of scrimmage by Mike Pitts. And then again, second efforts for a yard. It'll be second down and 9. We're in the fourth quarter. Clock ticking away inside 13 minutes. A game dominated by Buddy Ryan's Philadelphia Eagles, both offensively and defensively, but far from out of it. The Giants trailing 17-6. Navarro on the move. Sims. Mowat. 6. Zeke Mowat. Seth Joyner was covering Mowat. Again, how many times do you see it happen? You try to cover a tight end like a Bavaro and like a Mowat. A fine receiver with good speed, and you get burned.
And that, Frank, is the best pass that Phil Simms has thrown all night. You talk about touch. Look at the way he lofts this over the top of Seth Joyner, who is right with Mark Bavaro all the way. Look how he has to loft the ball, drop it in over the top of Bavaro. That's a world-class throw by Phil Simms.
And got the double team on Reggie White. Got the time, put it in the air, and the Giants draw closer. The first catch tonight for Zeke Mowat. And Allegre puts it through. The Giants trail 17-13. There it is. Timed out beautifully over the outstretched arms of Seth Joyner into the arms of Zeke Mowat. Zeke Mowat, 6th reception of the season. A Giants touchdown from 38 yards out, 75-yard drive.
That's his first touchdown catch of the year for Big Zeke.
Allegre hangs it high and taken by Sean Beals, the rookie from Idaho State.
Let's look again at the touchdown catch. Here's Zeke Mowat, covered here by Seth Joyner. Watch him go here and watch Simms loft it up over the top. But watch the mistake by Eric Everett as he comes in and knocks Joyner off of the play. Everett's going to drop off of his coverage at the top. Now look at this pass. Phil Simms sees Joyner with the good coverage underneath. But here comes Everett. He's going to knock down Joyner and allow Mowat just to walk into the end zone. But it all started with a tremendous pass by Phil Simms.
The Eagles, their own 20-yard line. Their lead now cut 17-13. Cunningham drills it into Chris Carter. 12-yard pickup. And a first down for Philadelphia.
And I think that's what the Eagles have to do. They were successful in the first half, throwing on first down. You have to protect a 4-point lead. This is no time to get away from it.
Carter, 4 receptions on the night. And Randall Cunningham having a spectacular night. But this one is far from put away. Cunningham again. Trips coming away from the center. May have had his foot stepped on as he pulled away from the center. It happens quite frequently. The center will step back to make a block, or the guard will step back. And nevertheless, they will get 4 yards out of it.
It shouldn't happen this frequently. Randall Cunningham gets stepped on by his left guard, David Alexander, and somehow this guy keeps going and hands the ball off. A Herculean effort tonight by Randall Cunningham.
I wonder how many quarterbacks would have dropped right there.
Oh, yeah. Let's suffice to say the vast majority. Yeah. How many quarterbacks in the NFL? That's how many.
2nd down and 6. What could have been a loss turned into a 4-yard gainer. Byers breaking tackles out over the 41-yard line. Close to a first down, but just short.
Carl Banks getting fired up down there. He's pushing and shoving a couple of the Eagles around. Carl's really upset about something. I don't know if he felt he was held or whatever. That's spotlight number 56. What's this guy's name again? Taylor. That's it. Lawrence Taylor. Reading the play, reacting, getting back to the inside, making the tackle on Keith Byers.
Less than a yard for the first down. Cunningham on the sting, has it easily. Crowd didn't like the late approach by Kenny Hill.
I don't think he hit him, though, did he?
No, right by him.
Yeah, he came in and could have put a pop on Cunningham, but really doesn't. He rolls over the top of him. That was a smart play by Kenny Hill. He knew that if he'd have put a tag on Cunningham in that situation, that would have given him another 15 yards.
But in front of this crowd, Dan, if you even come close to him, you better be careful.
Yeah.
You're going to draw their wrath.
Now here comes Kenny Hill. He'll come in from the right. See, he doesn't. It looks worse than it really was. You can see Cunningham's not even complaining about that.
Eagles have a first down at their own 44-yard line. Carter in motion. Byers left side. Eagles trying to work on the clock now. Byers will get 2, maybe 3. Bobbled the football. There's a scramble for it. Banks comes out of the pile with it, but it was blown dead up at the 47-yard line.
It's not going to do any good to plead your case, Carl. The whistle's blowing all over the place. They're going to rule this a dead ball.
Carl Banks, I think, still feeling the frustration of having Randall Cunningham get away from his tackle near the goal line, which Cunningham drilled into his tight end, Jimmy Giles, for the Eagles' initial score.
That's Lawrence Taylor making the first hit on Byers. Now keep in mind, whenever the officials determine, you see the ball come out there, but whenever the officials determine that your forward progress has been halted, the whistles start blowing. And the Eagles here are confused about something, and Cunningham is forced to use a timeout.
Down to 2 seconds on the clock. Cunningham knew he couldn't get it off. He moves to the sidelines, and we'll be right back. Back at Veterans Stadium, the Giants have eased their frustration somewhat. They've been able to put together 2 long drives, certainly back in this football game as we move into the final minutes. 2nd down and 7. Cunningham rolling right. Taken out of bounds by Terry Kennard. That'll bring up 3rd down.
A chancy pass that time by Randall Cunningham. 3 Giants in the vicinity of the football. Terry Kennard goes ahead and makes the catch, but he was clearly out of bounds. One of the only poor decisions made by Randall Cunningham tonight. He got away with it.
Eagles looking to go 3-3 in the NFC Eastern Division. The Giants looking to go 4-2 to stay tied with Phoenix on top of the division after 6 games. 3rd and 6. Taylor coming at the bottom of your screen. Cunningham. Byers out of the backfield. Good protection for Cunningham in a blitz situation for the Giants. 13-yard pickup and an Eagles first down.
And again, Keith Byers being used as a wide receiver. Notice how they split him out of the backfield, something the Eagles work on an awful lot. Taking a running back like that, a la Herschel Walker, and using him as a flanker in a wide receiver position and still being successful with it. And if you're a defensive back, it's not a whole lot of fun trying to play pass coverage on a guy that's 6'1", 238.
1st and 10, Philadelphia. Now Byers in the backfield. And Byers just back to the line of scrimmage. Eagles have a time-consuming drive of their own underway.
How about that? 13 Buckeyes to gain 1,000 yards in the NFL.
Byers has been working hard tonight, both as a receiver out of the backfield, a wide receiver, and as a running back. I blocked the ball 5 times for 12 yards, but he's had 9 receptions for 77 yards.
I blocked for one of those guys, Jim Otis in St. Louis.
Second down and 11. Cunningham, the big tight end. Jackson once again to the 36-yard line.
And by the way, with that catch, Keith Jackson has just taken over the NFL lead in receptions from Roger Craig. Craig had 37 after yesterday's action. For the season now, Keith Jackson, that's number 38. So it's something to be starting as a rookie in the National Football League, but now, after the 6th weekend of the season, Keith Jackson is the NFL leader in receptions to boot. That's this kid is 9 of them tonight, as does Byers. 18 receptions between Byers and Jackson. 3rd down and 6. Cunningham, this time in and out of the hands of Byers. A little behind him and had a lot on it. Tough ball to handle. That'll bring up 4th down. And the Eagles in no man's land beyond the range of their field goal kicker, Luis Zendejas. So they bring out the punter, and Telchik. Who better to direct a situation like this than Phil Simms? They're going to get the ball back with over 5 minutes to play. Probably won't be good field position, but still, down by 4. A chance is all you can ask for.
Telchik kicks it short. McConkey does not call for the fair catch, and down the sidelines he comes. Very heady play by McConkey. He read the coverage beautifully. Did not go with the fair catch. The Eagles were anticipating that. They had kicked the high ball, were looking for the fair catch. They didn't get it. The Giants have better field position than they could expect. Giants have 2 timeouts remaining, 5:38 remaining on the scoreboard clock, and the Eagles leading 17-13. McConkey with a fine play. Not a good kick by Chelchik of the Eagles, but not good coverage either by their special team. So McConkey, rather than coming up with the fair catch, takes it down the sidelines, and the Giants have a 1st and 10 after their own 34-yard line. Phil Simms, one of the best at keeping it alive. A field goal will not do it. Morris tripped up. It's out over the 35-yard line, near the 37-yard line. Gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Where it looked initially like Joe Morris was going to get a lot more yardage than that, but Andre Waters, the strong safety with the quick support, came up and with a sure tackle put Joe down. I thought initially when he got through the line of scrimmage that he was going to get a good 10 yards.
He's 16 for 68 yards. The 34 of them came on one burst. Phil Simms falls as he's moving back into the pocket. He, I think, was stepped on.
I think Bart Oates, the center, might have been driven back by Reggie White. I think that's what happened.
What a disruptive force, Reggie White.
He's over the center, lined up as a nose tackle, and I think he drives Bart Oates all the way back into Phil Simms. There's Oates, number 65.
Watch the feet.
And there it is. Yeah, his left foot steps right on Phil Simms, and it's all because of Reggie White, who's been relatively quiet here in the second half.
That was a loss of 8 yards. 3rd down, 15. Simms. Bavaro. Simms chased out of the pocket, kept his cool, gets the ball perfectly to Bavaro, who was well covered. Dumped it right over Wes Hopkins, and Bavaro gets a Giants 1st down on a 33-yard pickup inside the 40 of the Philadelphia Eagles.
And Reggie White coming in from the left, so close to making the play on Simms. Phil senses his coming, steps up and lofts just again a perfect touch pass to Mark Bavaro. The coverage by Hopkins not all that bad. but another perfect throw from Sims. And look at this, inside the 40.
Navarro, 6 receptions, 121 yards. He's back. Morris squirts to the 33-yard line. Inside 5 minutes. Clock ticking away at 4:10 remaining in the game.
Each club with a pair of timeouts remaining, but keep in mind a field goal doesn't really do the Giants a whole lot of good. They're down by 4, 17-13. They need to get in the end zone.
Baker is right, number 85. Manuel to the left, number 86. Second down and 7. Morris turns to the inside, runs into his own man, running into Baker, who was trying to get in front of him for the block, and is inside the 20 with the Giants first down, but that one could have gone all the way.
That would have gone all the way, Frank. Stephen Baker is really trying to do his job on the outside. He's hustling to make a block, but when he comes back to the inside, Joe Morris has nobody between him and the end zone except for Stephen Baker. There's not an eagle within 5 yards.
What a block by Carson on Jerome Brown to spring Morris. Morris again. Turns back into the traffic, nothing doing there. He'll get a yard. Reichenbach there initially for the Eagles. Giants coming to life late in the game. They had a 90-yard drive. They settled for 3 there. They went 75 yards and got a touchdown out of that. And they're threatening once again. 2:45 and the clock is moving. There you see. Second down and 10. Sims has to dump it off. One they could call if they wanted to. Mike Pitts was pressuring Sims. Sims dumped it off. No Giants receiver in the area. Ooh, but no flag also.
Boy, how does that not draw a flag? The interpretation of the rule is if the quarterback gets rid of the football to avoid a sack, it's intentional grounding. I don't know how you can interpret that any other way than Phil Sims got rid of the football to avoid a sack, and the Giants take a timeout, but
they take a timeout because they were late getting the players on the field. They wanted to bring in their wide receivers, but the third down and long, and they have called timeout. They are now down to 1.
I want to look at that again if we could, because
it's not going to change. There is no Giants receiver in the area.
No, I mean, there is nobody in sight. Now, Phil Sims has plenty of time initially. Now, that's Mike Pitts. But where is that ball going? I mean, you see Lionel Manuel a good 10 yards away. Smart play by Phil Sims. The smart play if he gets away with it, and that's what he did.
Bill Parcells, of course, talking upstairs. Ron Earhart, the offensive coordinator. They're in conference. And the play passed on to Phil Sims.
Otis Anderson checking into the lineup for the Giants.
Good receiver, Otis Anderson, out of the backfield. Third down and 10.
He had a couple of years with the Cardinals where he had over 70 catches.
Giants in a 2-down mode on third and 10. No matter what, they will go on fourth down.
And everybody on this, everyone's on their feet.
Pressure again on Sims. Reggie White in Sims' face. He had to throw it away.
I said it's difficult for young teams to put together 60 minutes of football. But Reggie White is putting together 60 minutes of football. Phil Sims had no chance whatsoever. None at all. Reggie White working against Bart Oates, the center, who doesn't have a chance, and neither does Phil Sims.
Fourth down. Sims has to work under the center. Crowd on his feet. In and out of the hands of Bavaro. A perfectly thrown ball.
How does he drop that? How does he drop that? That's the play you want to have. You go to your big money guy. Phil Sims makes the right read, the right throw. There just wasn't a catch.
It was right in there. Good protection for Sims. Bavaro, who has caught 6 balls tonight for over 120 yards, in and out of the hands of the sure-handed receiver. Again, the protection that Sims has not been getting all night. They handled Reggie White, stepped back right into the pocket, and Bavaro could not handle the perfectly thrown ball.
Keep in mind here, without a first down, the Giants will get the ball back again.
Eagles get 2 yards. The Giants use their 1 remaining timeout to keep the Eagles from running off the 16 seconds that remain on the clock before the 2-minute warning. And that's exactly what they would have done. Excitement here tonight. Excitement coming up on Saturday. USC with Rodney Peete, certainly a Heisman candidate, going against the Washington Huskies, or Michigan against Iowa. In a Big Ten matchup that Dan says Michigan on the way, in all probability, to a Rose Bowl.
If you're a Michigan fan, you say all probability. I imagine there's some people in Bloomington, Indiana that might say that's not so. A first down is mandatory for the guys in the white shirts if they don't want to give New York the football. The Giants will get the ball back if they don't give Philadelphia a first down.
And this man, number 12, can get you first downs in a lot of ways. He's had a big night. Randall Cunningham flips it out to Byers. Byers making sure of the football first. At the line of scrimmage, upended. Mark Collins was there along with Eric Dorsey. And now Byers grabs him. What looks like it might be a muscle pull.
The clock stops because it's down to the 2-minute warning.
Byers is the injured Eagle. 2 minutes remaining. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
In decision time for the Eagles. Do they put it up? I would.
We'll be right back. Buddy Ryan, he's made his decision. There's a 3rd down and 8. Does he take the chance, get the first down? This thing would be history if he could get the first down. Otherwise, he's going to have to turn it back over to the Giants. He believes in his quarterback. Carter on his way. Chris Carter. Chris Carter, 80 yards. That locks it up for the Philadelphia Eagles.
And it ought to be said, the New York Giants didn't lose this ball game. The Philadelphia Eagles won it. They took it away, and they won it fair and square.
And you saw the faith that Buddy Ryan had in Randall Cunningham. 3rd down and 8. He could have run the football, kicked away, and let the defense handle it. But Carter, with his 5th reception of the night, goes 80 yards for the touchdown, 162 yards, as Collins got inside the perfectly thrown ball of Randall Cunningham, and on his way, Chris Carter for 80 yards and a touchdown.
The Giants, overcommitting to the run, locked up a corner on single coverage and paid the price. Mark Collins hung out there all by himself.
And Cunningham, a brilliant night with that 80-yard touchdown. 31 of 41, 369 yards, 3 touchdowns. And that doesn't say it all. He's been a little bit of everything tonight.
Look at the Giants. Look at their defense all stacked in here to play the run. Here's Chris Carter, Mark Collins. Nothing more than single coverage. No help anywhere in the middle.
It tells you a lot about the belief in his quarterback that Buddy Ryan expressed right there. He's not going to hurt me. I'll let him throw it.
And that's why playing cornerback in this league is no fun. You're hung out to dry. If you don't play it perfectly every down, things like that happen. And I talked at the beginning of this game about the Philadelphia Eagles, and if they wanted to move to that next plateau, they had to beat the New York Giants. I think they've taken that step largely because of 2 people, Randall Cunningham and Reggie White.
And this man has played no small role, Buddy Ryan. Came over 3 years ago after a great career with the Chicago Bears. And this is one of his close friends, Bill Parcells. They have a great deal of respect for each other. They talk frequently to each other about what's going on around the league. But tonight, it was Buddy Ryan's Philadelphia Eagles who were dominant. 1:48 remaining. The Giants with no timeout. Zendejas hangs an eye, and Mark Collins will try and bring it back. He does to the 24-yard line. I tell you, our executive producer of ABC's Monday Night Football is Jeffrey Mason, and tonight's game produced by Ken Wolf, directed by Larry Cam. Our halftime producer, Rob Biner. Our halftime associate producer, Emily Deutsch. Technical director, Joe Shavo. Our associate director, Ben Harvey. Technical manager, Gary Ricketts. Unit manager, Arthur Bodegian. Our telecommunications manager, Hal Schmitz. Assistant to the producer, Bruce Clark, and Patrick McManus. Research and information, Peter Hurt. Our computer statistician, Mark Amento. On first down, Phil Simms is back. Screen. Otis Anderson steps out of bounds. He'll stop the clock. Also, Kelly Hayes, our designer spotter, with us tonight, along with Mike Swanson. And in charge of our stats is Steve Hurd, is on the West Coast, where tomorrow night the National League Championship Series will resume.
Frank, is there any truth to the rumor that's been floating around that today is our director, Larry Cam's 49th birthday? Can that possibly be true?
He looks every bit of 39. We wish him happy birthday. Glad to have him back with us. And again, our crew and some of the guys went through a long day to help bring you this Monday Night Football edition. Working on the championship series, and here is Otis Anderson again. Up to the 45-yard line.
They've run these last two passes to Otis Anderson on screens, but have you seen Reggie White, and we've got to fight, Jerome Brown, taking on someone considerably smaller? I think it's Stephen Baker, is it not?
He's about the smallest man out there.
5'8", 160-pound Stephen Baker.
Jerome Brown, 6'2", 288 pounds. A little over the weight match here.
Yes, and that's, I think, why Jerome Brown got the pin. And I think he also got the boot. Oh, hand on the face mask. Two hands on the face mask.
But I knew who's got the bigger and stronger hand. Down goes Baker.
The last two plays, did you see Reggie White just blow up the middle?
1:22 remaining. First down, Simms dumps it off underneath Bavaro. This one he holds on to.
And Reggie White folds up Simms, and I think Simms is hurt. Phil Simms gets up limping as Reggie White folded up his leg.
Trying to keep it alive, and now Simms is going out. There are no timeouts. Hostetler comes in. Jeff Hostetler. And first of all, he's got to find out what we've got called. Seconds ticking away. What a spot to come in. Bavaro over the middle, and the seconds continue to tick away.
3 straight times Reggie White came up the middle, and the last time Phil Simms came up hurt and had to go out of the ball game. We'll see if we can get a look at it before we go off the air. We certainly hope that Simms is all right. Hate to see anyone get hurt at this stage of a ball game when the outcome is already decided.
The Giants are going to go to 3-3. They'll be tied with Washington in the NFC Eastern Division. The Philadelphia Eagles also 3-3. So Phoenix is on top at 4-2. The Giants 3-3. Washington 3-3. Philadelphia 3-3. In a very tough Eastern Division of the NFC.
Here it is. This is 2 plays ago when Phil Simms, that's Reggie White, and came in from the side, and Simms is hurt.
Hostetler, McConkey, intended receiver. Eric Allen played very fine football tonight. The rookie from Arizona State. Back there is Eric Everett, another rookie, started tonight because of the injury to Roynell Young for the Philadelphia Eagles.
There's a good sign if you're a Giant fan. Phil Simms has his helmet back on, and he looks like he wants to come back in. If I'm Bill Parcells, there's no way I let this guy back in the ballgame at this stage of things.
Fourth down. Jeff Hostetler stays in.
You saw Bill Parcells shake off Phil Simms' request to go back in.
Bavaro. No timeouts. Stays alive. And the Giants will move into an easier part of their schedule. As Hostetler fires to Manuel, who stops the clock with 5 seconds by going out of bounds. They'll have Detroit, and the Giants will go to Atlanta. Then they have Detroit again, Dallas at home, Phoenix, Philadelphia, New Orleans, Phoenix, Kansas City, and the Jets. And next Sunday, the Philadelphia Eagles will be at Cleveland. Then they have Dallas, Atlanta, the Rams, Pittsburgh, the Giants again, Phoenix, Washington, Phoenix, and Dallas. The word is on Phil Simms, a helmet to the knee, but he's fine.
Frank, who would have ever figured after the 6th week of the season that Phoenix would be all alone atop the NFC East with a 4-2 record?
Nobody in Phoenix.
Nobody anywhere, I don't think. Gene Stallings' ball club playing well.
Manuel. No time remaining. This one is over. And Philadelphia hangs on to win it 24-13. Great performance on the part of Randall Cunningham. There'll be many more, you suspect, from this young quarterback. Good defensive effort. Outstanding effort by Reggie White. And Phoenix all alone, as Dan said, at the top of the heap in the NFC Eastern Division at 4-2.
Why do I the feeling, Frank, that it won't be another 7 years till Philadelphia's on Monday night?
And we hope not. Lawrence Taylor congratulating the young quarterback. There it is. Final score. Philadelphia defeats the New York Giants 24-13. Our blimp has been provided by the Goodyear Tire and Rubber